30 ngisebenza emaphoyiseni
Maybe to be precise, how many years of experience?
36 years.
36.
iminyaka ewu-36.
And in the service or in the experience of 36 years, working experience in the SAPS, we have only dealt with 4 pointing outs. Am I correct?
Yes, my lord.
Iminyaka ewu-36 ama-pointing out engiwenzile awu-4.
Including this one that you are dealing with,
My lord, this one is number 5.
number 5.
Lena yona-ke eyesihlanu.
Okay. Before you were employed in the SAPS, or during the period when you were employed by the SAPS, did you attend any qualification?
Is it external qualifications or internal?
And it can be external, it can be internal, any qualifications,
I attended
if there is any.
courses within the SAPS, which is on investigations mostly.
Ngenzeke ama-courses ngaphakathi-ke emaphoyiseni agxile kakhulu-ke noma-ke amayela-ke nophenyo.
Okay. Other than internal causes, there is no qualification from any qualified academic institution.
No, my lord.
Ngaphandle kwalawo makhozi-ke ayikho-ke la engiye ngathi-ke khona-ke noma-ke ngathi-ke enyuvesi la ngithole amanye khona-ke ama-qualifications.
Okay. And I also take it for granted that when you were employed by the SAPS, you had matric.
That's true, my lord.
Nokuthi-ke uma sengiqala-ke ukusebenza emaphoyiseni ngangino-matric.
Do you have any experience under the detective section, detective unit?
Yes, my lord. I've worked in the detective environment all my service.
Ukuthi-ke sonke-ke isikhathi lesi ngisebenza-ke emaphoyiseni ngisebenza-ke kule hlangothi-ke noma labaphenyi noma lama-detectives abaseshi.
Okay, thank you. You testified, Mr. Hadebe, that you were called by Colonel Gininda.
That's true, my lord.
Shilo-ke ukuthi umuntu owangicela-ke noma wangishayela ucingo uKenneth Gininda.
And what did he say to you when he called you?
He asked me if I can assist him with a pointing out on one of his cases.
Wangicela-ke noma wangibuza-ke ukuthi ngamsilekelela ngamsiza yini nga-pointing out kwelinye lamacala akhe.
Okay. Wherein he was the investigating officer.
That's true, man.
La khona-ke kwakuyena owayephenya.
So, Colonel Gininda, you agree with me that when he called you, he is the person who was privy with the facts of the case. Am I correct?
That's correct, my lord.
Uma-ke engifonela uyena owayenolwazi-ke mayelana necala.
And you were not requested by an independent person who did not have any knowledge about this case. Am I correct?
That's true, my lord.
Angicelwanga umuntu-ke owesecelwa ngaphandle-ke owayengenalo ulwazi mayelana necase.
And in the absence of the conversation between yourself and Colonel Gininda in this form, we do not know what Gininda said to you when he was asking you to conduct the pointing out.
That's true, my lord.
Beqiniso-ke ukuthi lokho-ke ngakhulunywa-ke yimina noGininda kuba-ke kungekho lana anikwazi-ke ukuthi yini kahle kahle esakhuluma ngayo.
Okay. You testified that when you arrived at the station, you booked out the suspect, which is Mr. Sibiya. Am I correct?
Yes, my lord.
Shilo-ke ukuthi bangifika lapho ngaye ngamkhipha-ke kumasel uSibiya.
Can you tell me the process and the procedure of booking out a suspect by a peace officer who is coming to take down the statement at the station? Besides including the police who refused and did what, but what is the procedure?
My lord, the procedure is the person will be brought to my office or an office that I had requested to use, and I will then start with the interview. He will be, somebody will sign for him, bring him to my office.
Inqubo ke uma uzothatha ke umuntu ukuthi uzolethwa ke kumina kuleyo office engizobe ngiyicelile ke kunomuntu ozomsayindela amletheke bese ngiyaqala ke mina naye.
And is it correct that immediately when you arrived, you'll go to the CSC, to the people who are in control of the custody of that inmate?
That's true, my lord.
Ukuthi uma ufika ke uyakhona ke la avalelwe noma agcinwe khona ke.
And it will not be your duty to go and book out the suspect. You'll go to the office or to the place wherein you'll be taking down the statement. And the duty to book out the suspect is the duty of the members who are in control of that person. Am I correct?
That's correct.
Nokuthi ke akusona ke okwami ukuthi ngihambe mina ngiyomkhipha kwami ukuthi ngiye kulelo office engilinikiwe bona ke bazomletha.
And in this case, that never happened. Am I correct?
That's correct, my lord.
Nokuthi lana ke akwenzekanga lokho.
That's number one. Okay. Number two, when you decided to go to the cells, you told this court that you found the members of EMPD. What is that?
Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department.
Ngathola ke be EMPD eGuduleni Metro Police Department.
Okay, suppose I'm not familiar with this EMPD. Can you just use Metro Police? Is that fine?
It's fine.
It's fine. Okay. What were these Metro Police doing in the cells?
They were just standing there, my lord. Hence I said they were guarding me.
Babemile nje lapho ke labo be Metro Police ingakho ngishilo ukuthi babegadileke noma
Guarding
bebhekile.
who? They're guarding who?
Guarding Mr. Sibi.
Babegade noma bebheke yena Mr. Sibiya.
Only? Or all the suspects who were in custody at that time?
He was the only one in that holding cell.
Kwakuyena kuphela ke kuleso sele leso.
Okay. Okay. Let's now talk. Let's now explain this. The accused is in detention, is under the custody of the SAPS.
That's
Correct?
true, my lord.
Above being in custody of the SAPS, on top of that, there were extra members of the Metro Police who were guarding him as well.
That's true, my lord.
Yebo ke kunjalo ukuthi waye ngaphansi kwamaphoyisa kodwa ngaphezulu kwalokho ke khona ke ne Metro Police.
And above that, he was handcuffed. Am I correct?
That's true, my lord.
Nokuthi ke wayifakwe nozankosi.
Okay. Do you agree with me that on its own, the mere presence of the Metro Police guarding him whilst in the police cells posed a threat to him?
I don't agree, my lord.
Okay. No, it's fine.
Angivumi ke ukuthi lokho nje kwaku nokuthi kuna Metro Police ukuthi kwaku ukumsabisa.
Okay. Do you also agree with me that when you booked out the accused from the cells, he had no choice? Did you ask him? Did you ask his consent to take him out from the cells, or you just instructed him?
I requested him to come with me.
Okay.
Ngamcela ukuthi eze noma ahambe nami.
Did he agree?
Yes.
Wavuma.
Okay. And where did you record that? That you requested the permission from the accused to book him out so that you can go to the office.
Nowhere in my statement.
Akubhalwanga lokho ku statement sami.
In your pocketbook, you had your pocketbook on that particular day.
I don't use a pocketbook.
Angiyisebenzisi pocketbook.
Are you exempted?
Yes.
Okay. Why?
Because I'm a commissioned officer.
Ngenxa ke yesikhundla sami ke i-pocketbook angiyisebenzisa ngiphathi.
Did you record that in any diary of yours?
Yes, I have a diary,
Oh, okay.
but I don't remember recording it.
Nginayo ke diary kodwa ngikhumbuli ngikubhala ke
That you
ukuthi
asked the
ngicela
accused
imvume.
for the permission to take him out from the custody, and he gave you permission, consent to that.
Yes, I did not record it.
Leko angizange ngikubhala ukuthi ngamcela wasenginikeza
You
imvume.
did not record that because you did not ask him consent.
I don't think that is the case, my lord. If you say to someone, "Ngicela siye kule office," and he agrees, he comes with you, I think that's a request, and he agrees. If it wasn't, he would have refused, which maybe would now be making allegations that I forced him.
Yeah,
Angicabangi ke ukuthi kukanjalo ngoba ke uma ngabe ucela umuntu uthi let's go to the other office and the person agrees. Lokho ke kusho ke ukuthi ke umcelile uma kwakuwukuthi ke wayenqabile ke lokho kwakuzoba ukumphoqa ke manje.
yes. I'm asking this question because we are dealing with the issue of voluntariness here. If the accused voluntarily submitted yourself to you to go to that office in the first place,
Yes,
and there is nowhere wherein he gave consent to you,
that's true.
Akukho ke lana ke ukuthi impela wavuma ke akubhaliwe phansi.
okay. Thank you. Let's move on. Before you book him out or before you took him out of the holding cells where accused number 1 was, did you tell him the purpose of booking him out?
We discussed the purpose after we were sitting in the office.
Inhloso ke ukuthi ngimkhiphe laphana sazokhuluma ngayo uma sesihlezi phansi ke e-office.
What did you say to him?
I informed him that as I identified myself, I first asked his names, his address, and I then identified myself through my appointment certificate and informed him of the purpose that I'm there.
Ngambuza ke imininingwane yakhe nala ahlala khona ngase ke nami ngiyayichaza ke futhi ke ngamtshengisa ke certificate sami somsebenzi ngase ngimtshela ke nenhloso ukuthi ngibe lapha.
Let's unpack the purpose. What did you explain to him?
I explained that I came to take a statement as he had arranged with the investigating officer.
Ngamtshela ke ukuthi ngizileke ukuthi ngizothatha istatement nanjengoba yena ke bese bekhulumisene ke nomseshi noma umphenyi wecala.
Do you know the constitutional rights in terms of section 35 of the Constitution, which says the accused or detained person must be informed of the allegations against him?
Yes, my lord.
Ngiyamazi ke section 35 la asho khona ke ukuthi kufanele aziswe namatshelwe ke ngeinsolo altheswayo.
Did you explain to the accused the allegations against him at that particular time?
See how someone who's been requested to conduct a pointing out can explain the allegations against the accused if he does not form part of the investigative team.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, my lord. Can I rephrase, my lord? And furthermore, in your form, you said, I think it's on page 2 or paragraph 3, but the second page. The said was asked. I don't know what the said is. I thought it was the allegations. The said was asked whether was informed of the reason of his or her arrest as prescribed by section 35 of Act 108 of 1996. It's on the second page, my lord. It starts with paragraph 3. Second page of the pro forma, the first line, my lord, at the top. The said was asked whether he was informed of the reason for his or her arrest as prescribed by section 35 of Act 108 of section of Act 1996. Hence, I'm asking if you explained the allegations against the accused in terms of what is contained in this pro forma.
Hence, my lord, I wrote his response that he was informed.
Ingakho ke la ngibhale impendulo yakhe ngoba umbuzo uthi ke wase ebuzwa ke ukuthi uyatshelwa yini mayelana nesizathu sokuboshwa kwakhe nanjengokusho kwakhe ku section 35 ingakho ke ngabhala impendulo lokho angitshela kona mina.
Yeah, what is the that was explained to him? That's what I want to know. Because the form says the said was explained. What is it that you explained? Was it the allegations? What is it that you explained? Because the duty was for him to be explained of his allegations if we're talking about the constitutional rights in terms of Section 35.
The rights, according to me, were explained during the arrest. He was informed during the arrest. And when he decided to do a pointing out, he was informed also.
Okay.
Hence, my answer here is yes, I was informed.
Lana ke ama rights enkhuluma noma ke amalungelo enkhuluma ngawo ukuthi inkathi ke eboshwa etshelwa ke ngamalungelo akhe ke nokuthi uboshelweniki ingakho ke futhi nangesikhathi ke sithatha isinqumo sokuthi uzokwenza pointing out wasetshelwa futhi ingakho la ngabhala impendulo yakhe.
Okay, let's forget about the arrest because you were not involved. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes. Let's stick to this form. I want the explanation. I want to understand this sentence which says the said was asked whether she was informed of the reasons. You understand that sentence?
It also continues going down,
Okay.
where it says the said person is informed. Now he gets informed by me of his rights.
Futhi ke le sentence isiyaqhubeka ke manje ayipheli lapho ke ufunda khona ke ukuthi manje ke umuntu lona usetshelwa yimina ke ngamalungelo akhe.
Okay. So, in other words, do we agree that you never informed the accused of the allegations against him? Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Ukuthi insolo wayebhekene nazo ziyini mina angizange ngimtshele.
And the response that the accused gave was that, yes, I was informed, I was arrested for drug dealing.
Yes.
Waphendula ke wathi yebo ngatshelwa ngaboshelwa ke idakamizwa.
So it means the accused, when you were busy with him at this time, when you were doing this interview, he was under the impression that he was dealing with the arrest of dealing with drugs.
No.
Okay.
He was informed of his arrest. But he was in custody on a drug dealing case.
Watshelwa ke ngezathu
Hence, I said, I was arrested for a drug dealing.
Colonel, let's speak like Colonel now. There's
Yes.
a difference between allegations and arrest. Those are two different things. I'm
Initially-
not asking about arrest, I'm asking about the allegations. I'm saying now, since the accused gave this answer, he's saying, I was arrested for drug dealing. It means the accused understood the allegations against him to be that of drug dealing. Am I correct?
No.
Akusikuthi ke yena ke wayecabanga ukuthi ke yena ke uboshelwe noma ke insolo ilezi ke iphathelene nedakamizwa.
You can tell me. That's why I wanted it to come from you. That's why I started by explaining, by asking from you, what is it exactly that was explained to him before he responded to this? Because there is no matter here.
Can we read this?
You can read
said
it.
person?
No problem. You can read it, Kenneth.
The said person was asked whether he was informed of the reasons for his arrest
Yes.
as prescribed in Section 35.
Yes. And the answer was
So
yes.
his arrest,
Okay. Yes.
yes, I was informed of my arrest.
Yes.
I am also in custody on a drug dealing case.
Yes.
Yes.
Lana ke uma ifunda lena ke ithi use ebuzwa ke noma wasebuzwa ke ukuthi watshelwa yini ukuthi uboshelweni noma izathu wathi yebo ngatshelwa waseqhubeka futhi ke ukuthi ngiboshiwe futhi noma ke ngivalelwe futhi ngivalelwe icala ledakamizwa.
Yes. So that's why, hence I'm saying that from this response that was given by the accused, it means he was under the impression, he knew that he was under the arrest for this drug dealing. He never said, I'm under the arrest of murder, I'm under the arrest of pointing out. He said, yes, I know the reason. I'm under the arrest of drug dealing.
The arrest of drug dealing was at secondary, my lord.
Okay.
Yes.
Did at any stage tell you that he was under the arrest of murder?
No,
Akaze angitsheleke ukuthi waboshelwa.
So why do
ke
you say this is
ulana.
secondary?
because of the answer he gave.
Ukuthi ke ngithi ke lena yedakamizwa impendulo esibili ngoba ngenxa yempendulo ayinikeza.
Let's leave it for argument. Did you understand this form on your own? You
Yes.
per se? Okay. Let's see if you and how far you understood. Let's go further. The said person was informed of the right to remain silent. You see that, right?
Yes.
Ngiyabona la chazwa khona ukuthi wasetshelwa ngelungelo lokuthula.
Yes. What did you say to the accused?
I read it as it is to him.
Yeah, what
Ngayifunda
did you
kuyena
say?
ngale
You
ndlela.
interpreted. I need the interpretation that you
Oh.
said.
unelungelo lokuthula.
Yes.
You've got the right to remain silent.
What did the accused say?
I continued. I read. I did not go one per answer. I continued with all the rights, and he gave an answer.
I then mina ke engakwenzako ayi ukuthi ngafunda ilungelo elilodwa ngaqhubeka ngawo onke wasike egcineni enikeza ngempendulo.
When you explain to the accused, this is a constitutional right, Kenneth.
Yes.
When you said to a person, you are being informed of the right to remain silent, and you should have expected to get a response from the accused, whether he elects to remain silent or he elects to not to remain silent. Am I correct?
Maybe that is your interpretation.
Mhlambe ke indlela wena ke izwa ngayo le ukuthi uma ngithi ke nelungelo lokuthula kufanele ngimeke ngimlindeleke ukuthi anginikeze impendulo.
Okay. Let me put it like this. In paragraph 1, when you inform the accused of the right to remain silent, there is no election which came from the accused recorded under paragraph 1.
That's true. Hence, I said I continued with all the rights.
Ingakho
Don't rush.
ngithi ke ngaqhubeka ke ngawo onke amalungelo ngoba ke akukho akukhethileke ukuthi manje ngikhethe ukuthi ngithi.
There is no election. Let's go to number 2.
Yes.
He was informed that he has the right to remain silent and of the consequences if he does not remain silent.
Yes.
Wasetshelwa ke ukuthi futhi unelungelo ke lokuthula ke noma uma kuukuthi ke ukhethe ukuthi angathuli nemiphumela ke yalokho.
What was the election or response of the accused when you explained that right? It's a second right now.
The
Right to
response
remain?
is written down at the end of whether he understands.
Impendulo ke iyakhe ukuthi wathini ke ibhalwe ke egcineni ke ukuthi ngabe uyezwa yini.
And this right that you read to the accused, which is contained in paragraph 2, is incomplete, it's vague, and does not make sense. Why I'm saying that? It's because it should have said this from the Constitution. He was informed that he has the right to remain silent and of the consequences of making an admission or confession or pointing out. In other words, when you were explaining this right to the accused, you ought to have explained to him that he has the right to remain silent and of the consequences of making a pointing out. Not to say if he does not remain silent. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes. Do you see that right is vague? It does not precisely speak to the consequences of making a pointing out. To say you must know of the consequences of making a pointing out. It just says if he does not remain silent.
Yes.
As I
Yes.
put this, my lord, I'm sorry. I think council is just selecting one portion in the document and reading it in isolation. One will have to read the whole document. For instance, if one looks at paragraph 4, it just sets out precisely what the consequences of making a pointing out is.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Proceed, Madam.
Yes.
Thank you. I see what the state is coming to paragraph 4. But before we go to paragraph 4, we cannot jump paragraph 3 because you explained paragraph 3 to the accused. You did not jump paragraph 3. You explained and interpreted paragraph 3. Am I correct?
That's correct.
Yes.
Paragraph 3 ke naye ke ngimdlulanga ngamchazela ke umsola ngayo paragraph 3 noma lokho okulaphayana.
And you did not inform the accused that you are explaining these rights briefly because at a later stage you'll be explaining them. Am I correct?
No.
Yes.
Nokuthi ke angimchazela ngithi yabona lana ngichazela kafushane ke ngisezowachaza ke kahle ke lama rights mase siqhubeka.
Okay. So my submission, or what I'm saying to you, is that he was not informed exactly of the consequences That's what I'm putting to you.
My Lord, my answer is I informed.
Mina ke ngamtshela ke ngayo imiphumela nanjengoba uthi lana wena ke akazange achazele ngemiphumela ukuthi kuzokwenzekani.
Okay. Let's go to the third paragraph. He was also warned that he was not obliged to make any confession or admission that might be later be used against him. Where?
In court.
Lana ke kubhaliwe ukuthi wasexwayiswa ke ukuthi akaphoqelekile ukuthi ke avumeke nokuthi ke futhi lokho ke kungathi kusetshenziswa ke kamuva.
Did you say
Futhi ke
to him in
enkantolo.
court that you must know that if you choose to make a pointing out now, that pointing out might be used against you later in court, as we are explaining to now, because it's not here.
Yes, it is not here.
Okay.
Kuyiqiniso ukuthi lana kubhalwanga ukuthi izosetshenziswa ngakwena enkantolo akukho la.
Okay. So it means the accused was not told that what he is going to do will be used later to him in court, against him in court.
Yes, the word court was not mentioned.
Okay.
Igama ke lithi inkantolo lona ke alizange lifakweke.
Okay. Number 4, he was.
You know, once again, we coming back to the same point. One cannot see these things in isolation. This fact is once again explained in paragraph 4 that whatever he points out might be later used as evidence during a subsequent trial. I don't think one can look at, for instance, paragraph 3 as counsel is saying and then ignore. It's about the totality of the explanation that was given to that case.
My lord, I think counsel can raise that when we are making submissions, my lord. But I think for the purpose of cross-examination, I'm entitled to cross-examine on the content, my lord, of paragraph 3.
Yeah, fine, yeah.
Thank you.
And even Mr. Valoy is also entitled to intervene if he thinks it's justifiable. Like he says, this document, you read it holistically.
Yes.
And he says you don't have to take sentence by sentence, paragraph by paragraph. It's a holistic document which encapsulates all the rights according to...
Which I disagree with that.
No, wait. According to the state, which were supposedly told to the accused, Mr. Sibiya.
Thank you, my lord. And which I beg to differ, my lord, because what I'm trying to establish is what was in the mind of the accused as you were going down with the interview. What was explained to the accused as you were going down with the interview, whether it was explained properly or not. Those are my submissions. Let's move on to paragraph 4. You see paragraph 4?
Yes.
It says he was also warned that he has the right to consult with a legal representative of his or her choice. And if he cannot afford the services of such a legal representative can be appointed by the state. This is a right to legal representation.
Yes.
Lana ke ilungelo leli eliphathelene nommeli ethi wasexwayiswa ke ukuthi unelungelo lokuthi akhulumisane ke nommeli oqoke noma okhethwe uyena uma kuwukuthi ke angeke akwazi ukuthi amkhokhele loyo mmeli leyo umbuso ke ungamsiza ke noma umlekeleleke ukuthi athole ummeli.
If this right was explained to the accused, what was his election? To proceed on his own, to appoint a legal representative appointed by the state, or to get a lawyer of his own choice.
My lord, this
comes with
election
three choices.
is mentioned on just after paragraph 5.
Ukuthi wakhetha ukuthini ke lokho ke kubekiwe noma kuchaziwe ke emuva nje ko noma ngezansi nje ko paragraph 5.
Yeah. It says, do you understand the warning I have given to you? It says, yes, I understand. Are you referring to that?
Yes.
Yes. It does not tell the choice that was made by the accused, whether he wanted to conduct his own defense.
As you go down, it will show you that he still wants to confess.
Uma uhlake lapho uya enzansi lapho izokuba inkomba ke kwena ke ukuthi kwakuye isifiso sakhe sokuthi aqhubeke.
Colonel, listen to you. Well, this paragraph 4 has got 3 choices. It says, you've got the right to be legally represented. Which choice or which election of right was chosen by the accused? to proceed himself in his own defense as you were proceeding with pointing out, or he asked you that, no, I need a lawyer of my choice, or he said, I want the state lawyer to be appointed on my behalf?
My Lord, the answer is holistic. He gave one answer to all those rights that were explained to him. He did not give them one as counsel is asking.
ngale ndlela ke umele abuza ngayo yena akazange aphendule ngayo, wanikeza ke ngempendulo eyodwa ehlanganisa ke konke lokhu awayekubuzwa
You
noma
know,
ekutshelo.
and it shows that this right was not explained to the accused. Because even now we are failing to understand the content of this right. The answer you are referring to, it says, yes, I understand. I understand what? Because it's supposed to indicate whether he wishes to conduct his own defense or he wishes an attorney to be appointed on his behalf. I understand what?
My right.
Amalungelo ami ngiyawezwa.
The reason why you wrote this answer, it's because it never came from the accused.
It did, my Lord.
Ngibhale ngoba yayiphuma kuyena ke lempendulo.
And I am saying to you, the constitutional rights of the accused, as I have unpacked them to you, were not properly explained to him in the manner that he understood his rights and his choices that he had at that time before you continued.
I'm convinced that he understood all of those rights.
Mina ke ngizothi ke amalungelo lawo wawezwa noma wawazwisisa onke futhi.
Unfortunately, the form does not contain those rights, but let's proceed. To paragraph 4, the said person is informed that he is in the presence of the justice. Okay. She is warned, is not compelled to point out any and or points any sin or to say anything about the sin. The said person is further warned that she may point out or may say will be noted down. What is that? Can you read it for me?
The said person is further warned that what he may point out or say will be noted down, and photographs of the scene and or points pointed out will be taken and may later be used as evidence during a subsequent trial.
Wase etshelwa ke ukuthi ke manje ke ungaphambi ke kwalo ubizwa ngokuthi justice of the peace futhi ke uyiphoyisa, nokuthi ke wase exwayiswa ke ukuthi akaphoqelekile ukuthi akhombe lutho noma nayiphi indawo noma ama points, nokuthi asho lutho amayela namasini noma indawo yegameko. Wase futhi exwayiswa ke nokuthi lokho angathi akukhombe noma akusho kuzobhalwa phansi, kuthwetshulwe izithombe zako noma zalezo indawo lezo noma ama points, bese futhi ke kubhalwa phansi futhi kamuva ke kungasetshenziswa uma sequlwa icala.
And then you say the said person is further warned that what he may point out or may say will be noted down. Did you note down what was pointed out by the accused?
Yes.
Lokho awakhomba ngakubhala phansi.
Okay. In the proforma that I'm using, I do not see.
Sorry, ma'am, that is done afterwards. Sergeant, sorry, Kenneth, is that not so?
That's true, my Lord.
Yeah,
Hence, there
you go
is a
through the
statement.
proforma
attached.
first, and thereafter, what he points out, not when you're sitting in the office, he can't point out anything. Okay, that's how I understand it.
As the court is fine, my lord. It's fine, but I don't see it in this form. But let's continue with that. You testified that the accused is the one who gave.
Page 5, paragraph 12.
No, it's not what I'm asking.
I don't have page 5 here. Malui, do you have page 5 and page 6 for me? I've got 1, 3, 7,
I don't know where it is.
11. Okay, you'll replenish.
11, it's paragraph, is page 5.
Ah, that's all. Okay, let's see. You say page 11, paragraph 5, I see.
Yes, it's got the details of the driver,
Yes,
and just below there, there's paragraph 12.
okay. Where it says after conclusion of pointing out. I see. Okay, fine. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, but it's not what I was asking, my lord. Does not answer my question. What the counsel is referring to. Right. Paragraph, my lord, if I can just read it, the paragraph that the state counsel is referring to, it says, after conclusion of the pointing out at the scenes and points, the notes are read to the person who pointed out and they are interpreted once again. It does not address my question.
Yeah, say, what was the question?
Yes, thank you. You testified or you testified that you did not record the directions given by the accused to the place where the pointing out was made or to the place where you were going to. Do you still
Yes.
remember that?
Ngishilo-ke ukuthi ama-directions ayinikeza ngawo-ke ukuya kuleyo ndawo awabhaliwe phansi.
And the directions, if there were any given by the accused, ought to have been recorded in this form. Am I correct?
Where in this form?
You could have used any page to record and attach it here. Because this is not a prescribed form, it's just a pro forma form. Where you can attach any document just to give evidence of what transpired as the pointing out was conducted.
My lord, I gave evidence that he directed the driver and requested that at the entrance of Posloras, which is an area that I don't know, he must be taken to.
And we don't see,
Nginikeze ubufakazi lana-ke ngathi yena-ke wachazela-ke umshayeli ukuthi akahambe kanjani bese kuthi-ke uma sekungenwa-ke noma kwi-entrance yase-Phosphorus ekuyindawo mina-ke engazani nayo noma engayazi.
and what you are telling the court right now is also not contained here.
It is in my statement.
Kukhona lokho ku-statement sami.
In the pro forma, is it there?
No.
Okay.
Akukho ku-performa kukhona ku-statement sami.
Okay, it's fine. And the reason why the directions, if there were any given by the accused, to say turn left, go this way, stop here, is not contained here because the accused never gave you any directions. You drove on your own to where you wanted.
Yes, my lord,
He didn't drive. He says there was a driver.
yes.
He says there was a driver. Put it correctly to him.
Yes.
Thank you, Madam. Can I just rephrase?
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, Counsel, my lord. The counsel is putting this as a fact. And we know that accused number 1 has got his own legal representative. We want to know on what basis is counsel putting it as a fact if accused number 1 is not headlined.
My lord, the version was put by counsel for accused number 2 that he did not give directions to the witness. And that is not in conflict, my lord, with counsel for accused number 1. Can I proceed, ma'am?
Yes.
Oh, thank you, my lord. Yes, do you have any response to that? Or should I rephrase, my lord? We were at the stage wherein the court said I should rephrase because he was not
Yes,
driving.
he
Yes.
says there was a driver.
Yes, the fact that you failed to record directions, if there were any given by the accused, it's because the accused never gave any directions to you to the place wherein the pointing out was made.
He did, my lord.
Ukuthi ke ama directions awabhalanga ngoba yena akazange anikeze ngawo. Kwanikeza uyena wasitshela ukuthi ke noma wayesho kumshayeli ukuthi akahambe kanjani.
It is nowhere recorded in this pro forma wherein the accused indicated that you must stop here now.
My lord, on the statements where he's pointing out, that is where we stop.
La ku statement la esekumanje kula akhomba khona ila esama khona.
And then the use of the interpreter during the interview.
There was no interpreter according to the kernel.
Yes, there was no interpreter.
Yes.
Yes. But I'm saying the use, man.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yes, the use of the interpreter, a sworn-in interpreter, would have given the accused an opportunity to be interpreted better of this document. If it was if the interpretation was done by a sworn-in and qualified interpreter.
That's not true, man.
Akusona iqiniso ukuthi uma ke le form lena eliba utolika ke ofungisiwe ke futhi ke oseqopheleni ke lokuthi akwenze lokho ukuthi wayizoyizwa kangcono. Akusona iqiniso lelo.
You are not a sworn-in interpreter, am I correct?
That's correct.
Angena
also
utolika
not a-
ofungisiwe
And also not a qualified interpreter.
That's correct.
ukuthi ke qualified futhi kweqiniso lokho.
Let's go to page 1.
And in the SAPS, are no employed qualified interpreters.
Futhi ke emaphoyiseni ke abekho otolika ke abaseqopheleni ke abasebenza khona.
But at least an independent person should have been used to do the interpretation in between when you explain in English and the English be interpreted to the deponent.
I don't agree with it.
Angivumi ke ukuthi bakufanele ukuthi kutholwe umuntu ke ngaphandle ke owayezokwenza ke lokho noma enzo leyo msebenzi.
Let me take you to this point just to show you that the accused did not understand the interpretation you gave to him. First page. I don't know what the number is here, but it's the last sentence of the first page wherein it says this who interpreted from and then present in my office and nobody else. You see that sentence?
Yes.
Yeah, but what I want to draw your attention to, it's when it says, I show him my appointment certificate and his reaction is as follows. You see that one?
Yes.
Yes. What's the response there?
I confirm.
Confirming what?
That you've been shown the appointment certificate.
Oh, you were confirming?
Yes.
Oh,
Lana
it's
ke
not the-
lana ke akushoyo ukuthi ke wayesevuma ke manje ukuthi ngempela ke ngimtshengisile icertificate sami sokuthi ngiyiphoyisa
And that I'm a commissioned officer.
nokuthi ke ngiyi-officer ke commissioned.
No, let's not mix issues in this sentence. I understand that you are the one who were showing the accused your appointment certificate. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes. So the reaction is that I confirm. Is confirming what?
I've said it.
Sengikushilo ukuthi
Confirming that I've said.
wayevuma
That I've showed him my appointment certificate.
ukuthi wayeconfirm ukuthi noma ke evuma ukuthi icertificate sami ngisikhiphile ngamtshengisa
But this answer
wayevuma.
does not make sense.
My lord, maybe it doesn't make sense to cancel. But in isiZulu, if someone says, ngiyavuma ngiyibonile appointment certificate yakho, and how do I rephrase it now differently for council to understand?
If the uma umuntu esho lokho ke akushilo uKenan ngesizulu that I confirm that I did see your appointment certificate ngingakusho kanjani noma ngingakushintsha kanjani.
It's fine. I will argue about that. Let's leave it.
Yes.
Now, when you were at the scene, it is your evidence that you were in the company of the Metropolis. I said Metropolis, this EMD police.
Metropolis.
Metropolis, yes. Why was it necessary? Was the accused handcuffed?
Yes.
When you're driving to that area that you knew? Was the accused handcuffed?
Of the area that I knew.
Yes. Was the accused handcuffed?
I never knew that area.
Yeah, but was the accused handcuffed?
Yes, the accused was.
Wayefakiwe ozankosi masiya kuleyo ndawo futhi ke akusona qiniso ukuthi kwakuyindawo engangiyazi.
In your experience, 30 years of experience, have you encountered any escape when a person was handcuffed and he was able to break the handcuff and escape?
Not me personally, but I've seen incidents where people have escaped in handcuffs.
Hayi ukuthi lokho kwake kwenzeka ke kumina ke kodwa sengike ngayibona ke izehlakalo la abantu beqa khona ke befakiwe ozankosi.
Okay. And you also informed this court that the Metro Police were around in the vicinity. Am I correct?
That's true, my lord.
Shiva ke nokuthi ke aba Metro Police babe seduze ke lapho.
Why in the vicinity? If they were guarding the suspect not to escape, because they were supposed to be with you.
The necessity of guarding is not only about escape.
Okay.
It's also about the safety of everybody who's involved. That's my understanding of their presence, man.
Indlela ke mina ke ngikuzwisisa ngayo ukuba khona kwabo ke Metro Police ayi ukuthi nje kuphela kubheke ukuthi umuntu uzokweqa kodwa ke nokuvikeleka kwaye wonke umuntu okhona lapho.
But the problem here, this person, the accused, alleges, as per the instruction by his counsel, that he was assaulted by the police, including this Metro Police. And the same Metro Police are in the vicinity wherein the pointing out is conducted.
My memory serves me well. Counsel for accused number 1 and 2 never said he was assaulted by Metro Police. He said by TRT members, not Metro Police.
May I just rephrase, my lord? By TRT police officers. In other words, with the point I'm trying to say to you, the accused had been assaulted by the police, whether it's SAPS, TRT, Metro Police. And those police, there are police also in the vicinity wherein he is conducting the pointing out.
That's true, my lord. And their presence, I don't think it was a threat to me.
Impela ke babe khona ke lapho ke beseduze futhi ke ukuba khona kwabo ke ama Metro Police angicabanga ukuthi lokho ke kwakumsabisa yena ke umso.
But I'm putting it to you. You can respond if you want to.
I have responded.
The presence of those police officers induced fear to the accused at that time when you were conducting the pointing.
My comment is it didn't.
Mina ke ngithi ke kwaku babe ukuba khona kwabo ke labo Metro Police kwakungamsabisi umso.
When you were finished and taking the accused back to the station, did you book him back?
That's true, my lord.
Mase ngimbuyisela ke ngaphinda ke futhi ngayombhuka ke ukuthi ke manje
And this
sengiyambuyisela.
Metro Police were still there when you booked the suspect back?
When I booked him, I was alone in the CS.
Uma ngimbhuka ke noma sengimbuyisela ngakuyimina ngedwa ke lapho eCSC.
When he was taken back to the cells,
I don't know who took him back to the cells because I booked him back and placed him in the holding cell that he was there and I left.
Mina ke ngambuyisela ke ngamshiya ke kusele leso ke awayekusona ngase ngimshiya lapho.
thank you, my lord. I have no further questions.
Okay. Any re-examination?
My lord,
Great, I see Mr. Ngumalo.
My lord, I don't know whether can I be granted an opportunity. I just have one question before I don't know what should we continue or should I?
No, okay. It's okay if you want to ask your client before you ask first.
my lord, I think I should ask, start then if he wants to ask questions after me.
Is that so?
Because
Ngumalo, let's hear you. I'll go this way. He wants us to go that way.
no, it's
Yes, Mr. Ngumalo.
I think is it the direction of the court that he should start or should I start?
No,
Or should I
as long
start?
as it's on the record, that's whatever you want to ask.
And then you remember yesterday that I asked you about the notes, whether you did take notes during the pointing out. You said you did not take notes.
Yes.
Ngiyakhumbula kungibuza ngama notes izolo ngathi angizange ngiwathathe noma ngibhala ama notes.
You also confirm, Colonel, that whatever you did on that day, which is the 5th of June, 2020, you were guided by the form that you were using.
That's correct.
futhi nayo yonke into engangiyenza ngalela langa-ke ngangihola yona-ke ifomu le engangiyisebenzisa.
I just want to get your view, Kenneth, because I see that on page 5, you still have exhibit GG. Page 5 says the following. Yeah, it's under paragraph 12 of page 5. That's at the bottom of page 5. Okay, it says the following. Preceding notes have been compiled by me in the presence of the said person during the interview and the pointing out of the scene and or point. You see what I was reading, Kenneth?
Yes.
Where are the preceding notes?
It
That's
is the
how-
form that I completed.
Amanosi la engikhuluma ngawo lana-ke ifomu lena-ke engangiyibhala.
Which form?
The very same exhibit GG.
Sikhuluma ngayo lo
It's
GG.
read to him and explained
Yeah,
to him.
it says the preceding notes. Where are the notes?
It is
this
this
is the
form.
form. It's not a note. I mean the notes, the preceding notes.
It is the pro forma man.
Lana-ke ngikhuluma mina-ke ngefomu lena-ke.
By the notes, is it not meant that you are
Can you
to
leave
take?
that for argument?
Oh, okay.
Otherwise you'll be here forever. Because he says those are the notes in the form. You can argue about it.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Kenneth. Thank you, my lord. I have no further questions.
Yes, Mr. Lorenzo.
God bless this, my lord. Colonel, I've got a few questions that are emanating from what was examined by you, by counsel for accused number 5, and the statement that was disclosed yesterday, bearing the date of the 18th of June 2020, as well as the extract from the occurrence book.
Yes.
The first question that was asked, communication between yourself and Colonel Gininda.
Yes.
You remember that?
Yes, my lord.
Ngiyakhumbula-ke ngibuzwa ngokukhuluma kwami no-Colonel Gininda.
And Colonel Gininda is, I believe, he will be the witness to come and testify and corroborate your evidence. You agree?
That's true, my lord.
Ukuthi-ke uzoza-ke uGininda abesezochasa-ke noma ezoqinisekisa-ke lokho ngokushoyo, yebo, uyiqiniso.
What you have discussed with Colonel Gininda was about accused number 1. Is that correct?
That's correct, my lord.
Esasikhulumisana ngakho-ke no-Colonel Gininda kwakumayelana nomsolo wokuqala.
The sense of my question is, when it was communicated to you that, as per the request, Colonel Gininda must have informed you that Sibia wants to make a pointing out. Am I wrong?
That's
It's not a logic.
yes.
Ukukhulumeni kwethu ababili-ke ukuthi bangitshela-ke uKenneth Gininda ukuthi uSibiya-ke ufisa ukuyokwenza pointing out noma ukuyokhomba.
We are deliberating about this pointing out right now because of Sibia. Sibia says, according to the state, he wanted to make a a pointing out. Is that so?
That's true.
Ukuthi-ke uSibiya-ke ngokusho kombuso-ke wayefuna ukuthi ayokhomba.
Was it communicated to you as to how did that information reach Gininda, Colonel Gininda? How did accused number 1, Sibia, communicated that to the investigating officer Gininda? Was it that canvassed to you?
It wasn't, my lord, because he's the investigating officer. Whatever he discussed with Mr. Sibia, It's what they discussed. I don't know about it. And it was not canvassed.
Akazange ke akhulume akusho kumina uGininda ke ukuthi kwenzeka kanjani ukuthi leyo information ifike kuyena ukuthi uSibiya ufuna uyokhomba ngoba uyena ophenye icala inkulumo yakhe ke noSibiya ke ake akayishongo kumina.
Sibiya, I'm putting to you that Sibiya is the source or the author of this deliberation at the moment, which is governed by Section 2181 of the Criminal Procedure Act. Do you agree?
I agree.
Ukuthi ke manje ke uSibiya ke manje ngokusho noma ngale nkulumo ke uSibiya ke okushilo lokho noma kuphume kuyena.
If it was Sibiya's intention to make a pointing out, there must be a method within which or with which Sibiya could have communicated it to the investigating officer. Is that correct?
My lord, the investigating officer will be the one who can explain that.
Yes.
The method.
Ukuthi ke indlela kwenzeka kanjani ukuthi uSibiya akhulume noGininda mayelana nalodaba uyena ke uGininda ongakusho lokho.
My lord, at this moment, I'm not going to buy that answer. On the basis that if he can claim privilege, that whatever that was discussed between him and Colonel Gininda, his privilege cannot be disclosed before this honorable court. Gininda has got his own questions to answer. I want you, because you are a party to the discussion about Sibiya.
Not as to how come did Sibiya decide, what happened that Sibiya decided to give a pointing. I was requested to take a pointing.
All right.
Ukuthi ke uSibiya noGininda bakhulume bathini noma kwenzeke kanjani ukuthi uSibiya ayokhuluma kuGininda lokho asizange sixoxe ke noGininda ukuthi nje ngacela ukuthi angiyokwenza ngilekelele ngepointing out.
But besides that evidence, the logic dictates that if the person who is in custody,
Whose logic?
the logic,
Whose
general,
Whose logic?
I'll demonstrate that logic.
Yeah, I want to know whose.
May-
Because that we are dealing with three people: Sibiya, Ginanda, and Colonel
Logic of an
Hadebe.
experienced police officer.
Yeah, so put it like that. Because
Let
you
me
say
just put
logic.
it that way. It's a logic of an experienced officer like you that a person who is in custody can have certain ways to communicate with the investigating officer. One, among other things, personal communication. Do you agree?
That's incorrect.
Akusona ke iqiniso ukuthi nanjengephoyisa ke lomkantshubovu kufanele ngiyicabangeleke ukuthi kunendlela ezithize umuntu oboshiwe noma ke kuma cells angakhulumisana ke nephoyisa nokuthi babhekane ubuso ngobuso.
Let me just correct it. Let me just qualify what I put it to you so that you can correct me if I was wrong. If Colonel Gininda visited the suspect wherever he is kept, that is the personal encounter. Am I wrong?
Yes?
Uma kuwukuthi asithi ke uGininda waya la aboshwe noma avalele khona lapho ke ukukhulumisana kwabo ke bobabili bebhekene.
If at that time Sibiya intended to convey his intentions, he would have told Gininda or Colonel Gininda at that time that I want to make a confession, a pointing out. Do you agree?
Yes, I agree. Hence, Gininda must come and give evidence on that.
Ukuthi ke kwenzeka kanjani ke noma kwakuyinhloso ke yakhe uSibiya ukuthi akudlulise uGininda uGininda ozoza ke azokuchaza lokho.
Thank you. Let's move on. I beg your pardon, my lord. I'm just consulting my questions here. All right, let's get into your statements. Yesterday, I was given a statement bearing the date the 18th of June 2020, which is a statement that was commissioned, which was signed by you, and it has been discovered to the defense. Do you agree?
discovered, I don't.
It was disclosed to us. We were given the copy of your statement or of your affidavit.
I agree.
Ngiyavuma ukuthi ninikwe statement sami izolo esange 18 sika June 2020.
You must correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm vivid that I'm right. You said immediately after the completion of the pointing out, on the 5th of June, you gave that form to Mr. Mukhan.
That's true.
Ngishilo ke ukuthi mase siqeda ke ngayo pointing out ngase ke iform le nginikeza uMkhana ngazo i5 sika June.
13 days after, you made a statement or an affidavit, if I may put it that way, an affidavit declaring what transpired on the 5th of June 2020. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Kwase kuthi ke amalanga u13 emuva kwalokho ngenza ke statement engichaza lokho kwenzeka ngalelo langa.
And it's your evidence. You correct me if I'm wrong. You did not make a copy for yourself before you left Albertine Police Station. Do you
That's
agree?
correct.
Kuyiqinisa nokuthi ngaphambi kokuthi ngihambe ke eAlbertine Police Station angizange ngizenzele icopy mina.
At that time, the contents of the pro forma were still vivid in your mind. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Ngaleso sikhathi leso ke lokho okwaku performa ke kwakusekhona emqondweni wami.
What actually necessitated you to make a statement on the 18th? Did you realize that you made a mistake, or what actually necessitated you to make such a statement on the 18th?
My Lord, on all confessions and pointing out that I have done, I've always submitted a statement.
Kona konke ke engikwenzileke ngaphambili noma ukuvula isifuba ke iconfession noma ke ukhomba ngaphambilini istatement ngiyasenza.
Thank you. Yes, a statement is made, and at that time, you were not making a cross-reference from any document when you're making a statement.
Yes.
Is that so?
Nokuthi ke ngesikhathi ngisenza ke ayikho idocument eyayiphambi kwami ke engangithatha kuyona.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
What was read to you by counsel for accused number 4, Mr. Newman? Paragraph 3, it related to Baloyi, who handed over Mr. Spear to you. You still remember that?
That's correct. I remember that.
Ngiyakhumbula ke ngifundelwa ngo Sergeant Baloyi noma ke okwakwethu Sergeant Baloyi.
So that statement, sorry, my lord. My lord, I beg leave to ask the court to adjourn for a tea break.
Why do you understand it? I just gave you an indulgence.
Oh.
Because you cross-examined, you finished.
Yes.
He cross-examined and finished.
All right.
So please, just
I
finish.
thought maybe, my lord, the
No,
time
no, no,
is
I can
right.
sit without
I can
seeing.
proceed.
Yes,
I can. I was just asking. Let's just proceed. Mr. Baloyi handed over the suspect to you, handed Mr. Spear to you, according to your statement of the 18th.
But I've explained that he refused to hand him in because he did not want to sign for him.
Bese ngichazile ke ukuthi uBaloyi wanqaba ke ukuthi amdlulisele ngoba kwangena umuntu owayefuna ukuthi amsayinele.
But can we reread that paragraph? Because we are now debating from
My
that
Lord,
paragraph.
my statement, I read it yesterday, and I explained also during my my evidence in chief about what happened on that day.
Ngisifundile ke istatement sami izolo ngase ngichaza ukuthi kwenzekani ngaleli langa.
Is it prejudicial if you can reread that paragraph? Paragraph 3 of your statement.
It is not.
Yes, please.
On Friday, 2020-0605, at about 11:30, I arrived at Albertine Police Station and was afforded an office number 31 to use. At about 12 o'clock, Sergeant Baloyi from Albertine police station brought in a handcuffed person who identified himself as Muzika Ukhulelwa Stemba Sibiya.
Thank you. I'm not
Lana
talking-
ke kuthi
Sorry,
ke
sorry.
ngeyolesihlanu nge-5 sika June 2020 ngo-11:30 ngase ngifike eAlbertine Police Station ngase nginikeza i-office u-31 ukuthi ngiyisebenzise ngo-12 uSergeant Baloyi wase-Albertine wase eletha ke umlisa ke ofakwe ozankosi owayichaza ke ngokuthi uMuzika Ukhulelwa Stemba Sibiya.
And I'm not talking about signing. I'm talking about handing over,
Yes.
which is contrary to the evidence that you gave to me to say a police officer opened the cells for you. Did I ask you whether were you given the keys to open the cells and gain access to Sibiya? You said they opened for you.
Because
It's
they
contra- so let me
refused
just
to
put it
levy.
straight.
Okay.
May I just put it straight?
Okay.
What you told this court under that cross-examination is contrary to what you are reading from that statement.
My lord,
Do you agree?
I do not agree.
Angivumi ke ukuthi lokhu engiqeda ukufunda lana manje kuyaphikisana nalokhu mina ke engikushilo ke lana ukuthi kwaba yibona ke abangivulela.
I'll leave it for argument. Let's get into the into the occurrence book. I think it's under GT,
Yes.
and that's where you confirmed your signature.
Yes.
Who was writing there?
The sergeant of the who was in charge of the CSC.
Lana ke owayebhala lana ke kule ncwadi ke uthi occurrence book uSergeant ke okuyena owayephethe ke lapha eCSC.
In your presence,
No.
Akabhalanga ngikhona.
you are a peace officer, mind you, justice of peace. This statement or whatever that is written there is not written in your presence.
It's not a statement, it's an entry.
That entry, whatever you may call it an entry, whatever, but it was not written in your presence.
Yes.
Lokhu okubhalwe lana akubhalwanga ngikhona.
It has not been communicated with you verbally before it was reduced into writing.
No.
Akukhulunywanga nami ngaphambi kokuthi kubhalwe phansi.
Are we not talking at cross purposes? As I understand that occurrence book, it records all the prisoners. Is that so?
That's true.
It records all the prisoners who are arrested and put incarcerated in the cells. That's what it is in the occurrence book.
That's correct, my lord.
That's it.
The relevance of the signature in
So
the,
in other words, it can't have been written in the presence of this witness.
the relevance of
No,
the
no,
signature.
let me, you can continue.
Yes, the relevance of that signature. If it was written by the officer in the CSC, what was the relevance of your signature in that?
It was to confirm that I took
Thank you.
Ukusayinda kwami ke manje uqinisekisa ke ukuthi ngathatha
prisoner.
ngasithatha isiboshwa.
You took the suspect and you endorsed or appended your signature.
That's true.
Ngamthatha ke noma ngasithatha isiboshwa ngase ngisayinda ke.
Practically, you were not supposed to, before you sign, you were not supposed to go through the contents of that entry. As the justice of peace, please be honest with this court. You have an experience of 36 years as a police officer.
Yes.
Were you not supposed to read before you append a signature?
My lord, I have already explained what was the reasons why there was in
May I-
and out of that. So for me to sign for this person and go and do my job was the easiest thing to do.
Bese ngichazile ke ngaphambilini ukuthi kwakwenzekani ke ukuthi la kungafuni ukusayindela. Manje ke ukuthi ngisayinde nje ngimthathe ngihambe ngiyohlala naye officeini kwakuyona into ilula ke ukuthi ngiyenze.
I've seen that's the way you're running away from a question. And for the fact that you appended the signature without satisfying yourself or without reading that entry, was it a human error?
It wasn't a human error.
It wasn't a human error.
Yes, I signed for the suspect.
Kwangesiyona ke iphutha ukuthi ngisayinde ngingabhekile ngingafundile laphana mina ngangisayindela umsolo.
The last question. The last question. It deals with when someone, because you've been asked this question by my colleagues, it relates to a situation where somebody alleges that he was assaulted, tortured, and choked. You understand?
Yes.
So, if this allegation is made, despite being proven in court, whether it's true or not, but you can't rule the possibility of its existence. Do you agree?
Yes, I agree.
Thank you.
Ngiyavuma ukuthi uma umuntu ke elethe insolo ke zokuthi ke ushayiwe ke ukuthi ke enkantolo izokuvuma lokho noma engakuvumi angikwazi mina ukuphikisa ngithi cha kwenzekile lokho noma akwenzekanga.
The reason why I'm asking this, if your answer was no, I was going to refer, but I'm still going to refer you to that. Mtokozi Sitwala, he gave evidence before this court.
Who's that?
Mtokozi Sitwala.
He doesn't know him. Tell him the accused number.
My lord,
I mean the witness. When did he give evidence?
May I-
Wait. He wasn't present. So tell him the circumstances.
my lord, I beg leave to address the court in this way.
Okay.
I was engaged for the purpose of a trial within a trial. So I was not privy to the previous proceedings, but I was privileged to watch the YouTube in order to follow what was happening in this court.
YouTube is not the court, sir.
No.
Please.
The information that I have.
Yeah, but it's not
All right.
information in this court.
May I rephrase the question? I don't want to enter into a dialogue with the court. I just want to maintain that decorum.
Yeah, fine.
Say, are you aware that there was a witness who gave testimony to this court about the assault? His name is Mtokozi Sitwala. Are you aware of that?
I'm not.
Anginawo sir.
Yes.
You know, obviously we're busy with the trial within the trial. You can't really, we only confine to,
Yeah, what's the case? State versus.
to what happens in the trial within the trial. You can't really refer to what happened in to the evidence in the main
You're
trial.
right. State versus Bada. 1997. The
Court
trial within a trial is compartmentalized.
May I withdraw my question?
Yeah. No, let's repeat the law because maybe some of us don't know it. What is discussed outside the perimeters of the trial, the real trial, has no operation inside a trial within a trial. That's why I was saying he doesn't even know Mtitugizi.
Court please, Your Worship.
Okay.
My lord, sorry. My lord, may I conclude my
Yes. Okay.
cross-examination? Court please.
You know what, Mr. Gomez?
My lord,
Gomez, I want to show you. You say, this judge is interfering. This is the occurrence book register, okay?
yes.
It says here, number 316, prisoner. It says no injuries. Number 317, prisoner. Suspect loaded in for pointing out. Number 318, suspect. Suspect taken by Lieutenant Col Hadebe. 319, exhibits handed to Sergeant Miami. 325, suspect taken from pointing out. 317. So in other words, he couldn't have written it. That's why I was remarking on it. Okay.
Court please, my lord. Thank you for that.
Any re-examination, sir?
As a court, please, my lord. Now, counsel for accused number 1 and 2 put it to that the accused, with reference to accused number 1, Mr. Sibia, was transported from Valeria Police Station to Foslores Police Station, where he was assaulted, tortured, choked with a plastic bag on his face, and that after he was assaulted at Foslores Police Station, he was then taken to Alberton Police Station. Now, yesterday, Exhibit KK, the extract of the occurrence book of Alberton Police Station was handed in as an exhibit. Now, counsel for accused number 4 only made reference to entry number 318 at 12:24. Can you just put the contents of entry number 317 at 317?
Yes.
Yes, and the time and the entry.
The time is 12 o'clock. Suspect handed in for pointing out by Sergeant Mohane of National Cold Cases Investigation Unit. Muzi Stemba Sibiya on case 636 of 10/2014, murder, phosphorus, free from visible injuries.
Lana ke kubhalwe ku 317 isikhathi kwaku 12 ukuthi ke umsolo wase endluliselwa ke noma ke elethwa ke ukuthi ayokwenza ke pointing out uyena uSergeant Mohane we National Cold Case Investigation Unit Muzi Stemba Sibiya case 636 10/2014 iqala ke lokubulala iphosphorus futhi ke akukho amanqabaka noma ke ukulimala okubonakalayo.
Entry number 318 has already been put in record. Can you put entry 325 on record? Next page.
325 at 14:16. Suspect back from pointing out Muzi Stemba Sibiya, SAP 1432 of 6/2020, correctly received free from injuries.
Bese kuthi ke ngo entry u325 enake isikhathi u1416 umsolo wake uyabuyiswa ke manje noma uyabuya ke ukuyokhomba noma ke ku pointing out Muzi Stemba Sibiya SAP 14 number u3206 ka2020 futhi ke wamukelwa ke kahle akukho ukulimala.
Yes, and the last entry 326.
The suspect transferred to
The time first.
326 is 1428. Suspect transferred to Valeria SAPS, Muzi Stemba Sibiya SAP 1432, 30 of 6/2020, 32 of 6/2020.
Bese kuthi ke u326 enake isikhathi u1428 umsolo wake manje usebuyiselwa ke eValeria kumaphoyisa akhona uMuzi Stemba Sibiya SAP 143206/2020.
Counsel for accused number 1 and 2. Put it to you that the accused will deny that he requested the driver to take him to the entrance of postal arrest from the police station. It was put to you that he doesn't even know that particular place. He only saw the hostel at postal arrest. He once lived there. Your answer was, I didn't even know the points which he pointed out. Now the question is, how many points did the accused point out?
He pointed to, my lord.
Lana ke umshushishi omfundela ke bekushiwo ke ummeli kaMsolo waqala nowesibili izolo ke ukuthi awayengayazi ke le ndawo nanjengoba wena ke uthi wathi akayoni anyombeka ke kwi-entrance yasephosphorus yena ke indawo awayeyazi lapho ke kwakuyi-hostel yasephosphorus manje ke zingaki ke indawo awayikhomba lapha futhi i-hostel leyo awayehlala kuyona uthi ke mephendula ke ama-point noma indawo ayikhomba zimbili.
And in the second point, did anyone force him to point out that point?
No, my lord.
Akekho umuntu owamphoqa ukuthi akhombe.
It was also in cross-examination by counsel for accused number 5. The issue of you signing out the accused was raised with you. And you indicated that Sergeant Baloyi refused to sign out the accused.
That's true, madam.
Ngishilo ke ukuthi ubaloyi ke wayengafuni ke noma kazange afuneke ukuthi ke amsayinele umsolo.
This was also raised in cross-examination by counsel for accused number 1 and 2. Now, you mentioned that the cell wherein you found the accused was next to the client serving center. Is that correct?
That's true, madam.
Shilo ke nokuthi nesele lesi awayekusona ke siseduze ke nala ndawo babizwa ngokuthi ke i-CSC.
Now, this Sergeant Baloyi that you referred to, was he attached to the client service center or was he responsible for the cells, prisoners at the cells?
He was in the client service center, madam.
Ubaloyi yena ke wayelapho ke e-CSC magama la ekusizwa khona ke umphakathi.
Was there anyone who was in charge of that cell or was it personnel at the client service center?
It's the personnel at the client service center.
Akekho ke umuntu wayelapho ke kusel kodwa yilabo abalaphayana ke ngaphambili la ekusizwa khona umphakathi.
You were also asked extensively by almost all counsel regarding your experience.
That's true.
Can you tell the court when did you become a commissioned officer?
My lord, I became a commissioned officer in 2003.
Ukuthi ke ngibeke lesi sikhundla ke salokho kubizwa ngokuthi officer ke commissioned ngiqale ngo-2003.
Now, except for pointings out that you made, the number of pointings out that you mentioned, did you conduct any confessions?
Yes, I've done a lot of.
Ama confessions wona ke maningi ke esengiwenzile.
More or less how many?
It's more than 10, my lord.
Angaphezu kuka-10.
You also testified in cross-examination by counsel that regarding your experience that you were attached to murder and robbery in the Val range.
That's true, my lord.
Shilo nokuthi ke ngangikuyona ke kwi-murder and robbery eVal
For a
range.
period of about 3 years.
That's correct, my lord.
Isikhathi esingangeminyaka emithathu.
So while you were attached to the Val range murder and robbery, did you assist with pointings out, confessions?
I did, my lord. I drove at some point while one officer was doing pointing out. And I also transported prisoners who were taken in to a magistrate or a commissioned officer.
Nkathi ke ngikhona ke lapho eVal range ke ngaleso sikhathi leminyaka emithathu ke ama confessions ama pointing out ngiwenzile ngesinye isikhathi ngibe umshayeli ke la umsola eyokwenza pointing out noma mhlambe ke ngithathe umsola ngimuseke ngaphambi kwemantshi.
As an interpreter, did you assist in that capacity?
Yes, I have several times assisted as an interpreter.
Kumahlandla amaningi ke ngiye ngalekelela nanjengotolika.
You were asked by counsel for accused number 4 what the sitting arrangement was in the office wherein you conducted the interview with accused number 1. Your answer was you were sitting and Mr. Sibia was on your right. No, I'm sorry, that Mr. Sibia was on your left. You were on his right. As the table was small, you said you went through the notes on pointings out and why you were there. Can you just perhaps clarify when you say you went through the notes, what are you referring to?
That was the introduction phase. And where I asked questions and he responded by giving his full names, place, his gender, address, and age.
Nanjengoba sasihleli phansi ke ngishilo ukuthi Sibiya ke waye ku left wami mina ke ngaku right wakhe ke ila esasiqala khona ke manje ngeform ngicela ke imininingwane yakhe nginikeza ke igama lakhe nala ahlala khona kanye futhi neminyaka yakhe.
Thank you, my lord. That would be all the aspects.
Okay, thank you, sir. Colonel, I'm interested in the ERT police. What did you call them?
EMPD.
EMPD.
Yes.
When was the first time you saw them?
In the CSC, my lord, the church office is so
Yeah.
small, so they were standing just almost at the door of the cells.
Lama EMPD ke ngawabona ke e-church office ngoba ke incane ke i-church ngathi babemi nje emnyango ke wayo amasel.
And that is before you signed out Mr. Sbiya.
That's correct, my lord.
Kwangaphambi kokuthi ngiyomkhipha ke ngimsayindele out Mr. Sibiya.
When you signed out Mr. Sbiya and you were walking with him to room 31, you say 30?
31, my lord.
31. Did Mr. Sbiya actually see those police?
On our way to
Yes,
no, no,
your office.
I don't think so, man.
You don't think so?
Angicabanga ukuthi ke Mr. Sibiya wawabona ke lawo maphoyisa uma ngiphuma naye ke siya kulelo office lelo.
Right. Now at the scene, okay, of the pointing out, you say there were what police?
There was only that Metro Police
About how many?
marked car. There were 2 cars.
2 cars, you said. 2 cars.
Yes,
There were
ma'am.
4, you say 2.
Yes.
Right.
Babe u4 ke bona ke lapha ke scene behamba ngeimoto ezimbili kwakuyibona nje ababe lapha.
Could Mr. Sbiya see them?
Because they was not very far, my lord, you could have seen them. Because they were in the vicinity, but not in the distance that you could not see them.
Babe ngekho kwibanga ke la ongathi khona ka ngeke angeze ababoneke babe khona ke nje kuleyo ndawo.
Were they in uniform?
They were in uniform, my lord.
Right.
Babe gqoke ke
And the
impahla
police vehicles,
zomsebenzi.
the 2 police vehicles, were they marked?
It was marked vehicles, my lord.
Right.
Nale moto babehamba ngazo kwakuyimoto ke
At any
ebhaliwe.
stage, Mr. Sbiya said to you, those are the people who assaulted me.
At no stage has he ever mentioned
Didn't make
any
that
assault to
allegation.
me. Yes.
Those are the people who threatened me, who forced me, who choked me, who assaulted me.
No, my lord.
They didn't make those allegations.
Akukho ke la ashilo ke khona abakhombe athi labayana yilaba ke bangifaka iTube abang assaulta ababengisabisa.
So those police in that two vehicles, they accompanied you again towards the police station.
That's correct, my lord.
Mase sibuyela futhi ke muva epolice station baphinde ke bahamba nathi.
And at the police station, did they join you when you were booking in, Mr. Sbiya?
No, my lord.
Where were they at that stage?
They were outside, even the yard, at the parking space.
Uma sengimbuyisela ke abazange bangene ke babe ngaphandle la kuphakwa khona imoto.
But when they followed you from the pointing space arena
Yes, my lord.
and accompanied you towards the police station,
Yes.
were they close to you at the back?
No, my lord.
Carrying you, where were they?
They were at the back, almost 3-4 cars in between. That distance.
Babe silandela ke uma sesibuyela khona ke epolice station emuva ke pointing out kodwa ke kubanga ongathi ke kwangaba neimoto eziwu3 eziwu4 phakathi kwethu.
Okay. Any questions arising?
There's only one question. My lord, it relates to Mr. Col Hadebe.
Hello?
Sorry? Arising from the bench questions.
Yes, arising from.
It relates to the evidence that you gave to say when Mr. Sbiya was taken out of the cell, you said those metropolis were not in the vicinity, were not in that CSC office.
I never said that.
When he was taken out of the cell
By myself.
by yourself, was it by
I
yourself?
said when I entered the CSC,
The
there were
metropolis were
Metro
there.
Police people there.
Yes,
And I made arrangement and the sergeant came to open for me.
that's correct.
And I took Mr. Sbiya.
Yes,
Those people walked out.
they
Totally.
walked out.
Yes.
So in,
Engikushoyo ke ukuthi mina ke mangiyongena ke la mangena lapha e-church office babe khona ke labo be-EMPD ipolice lazongivulela ke uma sengiphuma ke labo bantu labo baphuma.
my question is, when he was inside, before you took him out, was he in a position to see if there were EMPD officers outside, Mr. Sbiya? Was he in that position to see
That they were outside where?
next to the cell?
Yes, you could see, you can see that where he's sitting in the cell. These people are here. Here's the CSC. So it's almost in one space.
Thank you.
Yes.
La awayekhona ke ngaphakathi ke wayebabona ke ngoba ungathi nje ispace nje esisodwa.
Yes, Mr. Minister.
No questions, my lord. Thank you.
Mr. Mshalolo?
Thank you, my lord. I have no further questions.
Okay. Yeah. General, thank you ever so much. I'm sure you'll be back here, maybe. I don't know.
Thank you, my lord. May I be excused?
Yes, you're.
Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Baloy. Is that the break? No.
As a good place, my lord. It will call the next witness. It's Sergeant Mapakela.
What's your time now?
It's 11:33.
Okay, let's take a break for 15 minutes.
Hi guys. Hi guys. Good morning. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Do we have a voice note here? Let me just check. I think we have a voice note. Guys, what do you see with this issue of today? What do you think about everything that actually happened here, guys? Today it was something else. This guy is actually messing up with our minds. Can you send me your voice note? Let us hear what your view over this point out. When they went for this point out, was it done correctly? What do you think? What do you suggest? What is your view over this matter? Because there's a lot that actually happened here. Yeah, it's quite interesting, guys. It's quite interesting. Let's just talk. Let's talk. I want to get these videos that I received from Nontlandla here. I'll on our WhatsApp. I will just take the videos. I'll play them now. I'll play the videos now. Yeah, so it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting. So guys, what's your take? What's your take over this point out when he was taken out? Are you understanding the Hadebe story here? What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? Temba is saying very clear he was frightened. That's another view, yes. Where else is talking here? Musa, you are saying, but the judge was the soft spot for the state and is harder when it comes to the defense. Oh, okay. You are speaking about that other side. So guys, what's your view? What's your take? What's your thought over this matter? And let's just hear what do you think about what is happening now? Yeah, because it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting.
Look, we hold a view and a very strong view that Senzo was killed. And those people in the house know who killed Senzo. We're more than convinced. Personally, I'm more than convinced Kelly knows. I'm more than convinced that she knows something. And there must be a way she must be held accountable. But it must be done in an orderly manner so that its outcome is not questionable.
Yo, guys, bafethu. Le angeke ube commissioner, ube commissioner or commander ungazi isitori sakho. Le iphekiwe nje lento. Iphekiwe nje yonke. Kahle nje amanyala la yenziwayo ngoba phela kahle kumoshwa nje ingqondo zethu, kumoshwa nje nemali zabantu khokhi bentela kahle. ngoba le ndoda nje uyayizwa lento ekhuluma ibhala into engekho ayikho notes awekho akekho umuntu bayazi bonke ifundiswa lezi ukuthi uma ngabe uyophonta nami nje ngingafundile mangiye enkonzweni ngiya kuphi la ngicabanga khona ukuthi ngiyothola something ngibhala phansi why yena engakwazanga ukubhala phansi kwisini ekhomba umfana why engabhalanga phansi why engabhalanga isikhathi sokuhamba beye lapho kwisini why engabhalanga izinto ebezishiwo uGininda kuye ukuthi kumele azenze ngoba phela mangithatha umsebenzi siyasebenza la mangizothatha umsebenzi ngithi ngicela uyongenzela which means wena kukhona la uyakhona and lento kumele ngiyoyenza into ebekwe wena ufuna unendlela yakho ufuna siyenze ngayo why yena engamtshelanga leyo nto kahle kahle nje badlala nje ngathi I wish lo Gininda eze yabona lo Gininda lo sifuna lo Gininda ngoba uyena umuntu ozoqhaqha yonke into.
Morning, advocates. You know, these things, it keeps on messing up with my mind as well, because when I look at everything which has been happening in terms of pointing out, the guy, they didn't follow any procedure. He just did everything by himself. Even when he found out that there is other officers who doesn't even want to go through these things, yet he forced to do these things on himself. So why did he force to do things on himself and without following the procedures? There is an issue of taking the pictures. He says I couldn't took the pictures and then come back to the meeting. Why didn't ask someone to come and take the pictures and then start the meeting? So this thing is a problem. It's lying, each one.
Guys, I think we need Gininda here. We really need Gininda. Gininda must come. Gininda will actually sort out our issue here. We really need Gininda. Guys, we need Gininda. Gininda must come. We need him. We need Gininda. We need him. He must actually come. We want to actually know exactly what instructions did he give Hadebe. What was that instruction? Kenneth is saying Hadebe is telling lies. By the way, you can just sign without reading. What are you signing for? Team Gininda, you will end up embarrassing yourself in front of the world. But that's true, Kenneth. I agree with you there, because guys, there's something that is not making sense, man. Not into him, like there's something into I can't understand what is happening here, guys. There's something that is happening here with these witnesses of Paloi. Also, you're saying that's hogwash now. Technology is high. Why they did not take phones with their phones? Gininda is the only answer, guys. That's the thing. We need Gininda here. We need Gininda. All these guys, the Hadebe guys, and all these other guys that are coming in, they're actually messing up with our minds, guys. They're actually messing up with our minds. He's agreeing something, he's disagreeing something, it's a whole lot of mess. Look, when you're reading someone's rights, actually go step by step. Bona, you ask this question, the person answers you, you go to the next one, the person answers you. You have the right to remain silent. Do you want to talk, or do you don't want to talk? Something like that, and then we proceed. I'm not sure, but guys, this thing is something else. Let me just get this voice note running.
Morning, everyone. Yabona lo Hadebe lo. Phela komuntu amanga. And mawuthi uyabheka naleli judge ngathi liyasibha isikele masakhe. But akekho umuntu ofundile one-experience owazi ngalo msebenzi. Lo msebenzi awusebenzayo akuwona okunikeza ama-pamphlet estradi. Ngeke usayine into ungayifundile ukuthi thini. Hayi guys, ngeke. Usayina into ngoba uyayi-understand ukuthi uthini. Yena athi ngokuthi wayesekwatile ivadivadi kwadlalwa ngathi. Ayisilindeni uGininda. Yabona hayi. Hayi umthetho awukho. Umthetho la eSouth Africa awukho guys. Awukho ngoba ungekho. Ngeke umuntu ofundile ongucolonial athi yena ngasayina ngingalifundanga iphepha. Kudlalwa ngathi kudlaliwe ngathi. Yabo lo Gininda.
Yeah, we need Gininda. And you're right there. How can you just sign something without you actually reading it? Just sign. No, there's a lot of playing that is happening here. Tandenkos, you're saying they are doing a good job, my brother. Docket 375 will arrest, wait, and see. I don't know if they are going to bring Docket 375. I'm not sure they are going to bring it again. Why I am saying Baloy is very smart. He won't bring Gininda now. Perhaps is number last in the list of witnesses. They are going to bring him by force. Like now, they will definitely bring him by force. They are bringing another guy now. I think it's another police officer. They are bringing another police officer. I heard Baloy saying it now that they are bringing in another nonsense now. Siflo, you are saying, Mina, I'm not that keen on Gininda coming to court. The guy is the principal mastermind. He's going to lie in court. You know, one thing that is going to happen is the reason why we want him non-translate is because if he comes, they are going to mess him up because his people were defeated already. His people, his toy soldiers are already defeated already. So he's the mastermind and they will catch him. They will catch him in all his lies. You see, lying, he has got a problem. You cannot pick up, you cannot maintain it for a long time. Jimmy is saying Gininda will bring more confusion. Seriously. Oh, okay. So, guys, you're saying Gininda will bring more confusion. He's saying Gininda will bring more confusion. He's the mastermind of the plan. He will confuse us more. Oh, okay. No, I understand now why you are saying that. Nyon, you are saying, guys, aning pen number car Gininda. I need a job at SAP. I'll be willing to go and testify now. I bet Nico. We don't want more of this confusion in the corrupt what do you call it, in this corrupt caps. There's too much. Gininda is messed up a lot of things, and I don't know, but it's a lot of mess. So let's wait for this 15 minutes. I think by they are supposed to come by 5 minutes to or 12. 5 minutes to 12 they are supposed to come back, and then let's hear what are they going to say. But yeah, this is something else. There's another voice note coming in. Let's just hear this voice note quickly, and we will actually see what this one is saying.
Hayi sanibonani bafowethu. Hayi le nto le eyenziwayo la hayi kudlalwa ngathi kuphela. Le state lesi ngathi sifuna ukuvikela la maphoyisa wonke. Serious. Le nto le ayikho. Ngoba uyawabona ama-witness wakhona ngenayo. Akhuluma into eziyele. Umuntu wakhona uyavuma aphinde ayenze ngathi ayazi into ayikhulumayo. Ngoba nalo ungasayina le nto le uyisayina kanjani? Engayifundanga nokuyifunda. Hayi bafowethu, hayi ayikho le nto le. Hayi lo uthumba bafowethu, mfumba mara buyeke. Hayi le nto le ikhulumayo bafowethu, hayi niyayizwa nani ukuthi hayi aba bantu badlala ngathi le state lesi hayi sivikelana nabantu abasebenza ku-government. Hayi ayikho le nto.
In my point of view, it's like Hadebe was interviewing someone for a job position, but Hadebe is not aware in which position the candidate has applied for. So at the end of the interview, and then you're saying, okay, you got the job, and then you start to give the job description to the guy, and then the guy tells you that no, I didn't apply for this kind of positions. I was applied for this kind of position. But now you interviewed the candidate without knowing in which position for and with what qualification. So it's what Hadebe did. Hadebe interviewed someone without asking if you are applied for being an engineer or you applied for being a chef or something. So this guy is playing with our mind actually.
Before I agree with you. I agree with you before, and you can actually see that the issue, where the flop is, what flop in this sense, if you check the, according to the way this guy was alleged, this arrest was due to drugs. So Hadebe would come, like what you are saying. I agree with you, Bafo. If you look at it, how can he come now and he just jump in and start to say, let's go to the point out, let's do this. Drugs and the point out, these are two different issues which are happening here. He was supposed to say no. In his report, he was supposed to say, I was called in for this, and Gininda called me and said, no, go because of that. You see now, because when you go in, the paperwork is showing you that this person has been arrested. The paperwork at the police station, at that police station, was indicating that this person has been arrested because of drugs. I don't know if I'm right. I don't know if you heard that part. I don't know, guys. Did you hear that part about drugs? To say this guy was arrested because of drugs. Then Jiggy, now we are hearing that now he's going for a point out. That's where the defense team was actually fighting, and they were actually saying, how come now we are going to the point out, and then it's something else. Come around, Sebi, yes, they must be investigated. Abo Zungu naye Hadebe lo. But as for Gininda speaking the truth, Asilibali, he will not come there. But not like you are right. Let's just forget about this Gininda. Tandenkos is saying Gininda will be grilled for 2 days because he's a mastermind in destroying the evidence from him. I will be able to tell you of how the judgment of the case will be. Wow, yeah. Now I know I now agree with you people now that Gininda can be also like a waste of our time as well, because he's the mastermind. Yeah, he's the mastermind. Kamo, you're saying he claimed he didn't read the charge sheet. That's it. He claimed he didn't read it. So how can guys, there's too much loopholes here. There's too much loopholes. All right, let me play this voice note quickly and let's hear what this
Hayi, alikho iqiniso la. Hhayi, ngeke ukuthi umuntu athathe uboshelwe ama-drugs ngoba ngibone nakuthi ubuzwe nasesitatimendeni sokuthi angithi ngibone la ukuthi kubhalwe ukuthi-1 la umuntu u-accuse uboshelwe ama-drugs. Wena manje sekugcina sokuthi uyo-confess izolo ebuza uNxumalo. Azange uhlulekile ukuphendula umbuzo.
exactly. So you see now, it actually makes, I mean, a lot of, it's very confusing. It's very much confusing. I think the defense was supposed to start on the issue like who arrested him in relation to drugs. Who wrote that? We want a person who wrote that this guy is arrested because of drugs. Let's start there. Who wrote the arrest something to say this guy is being arrested because of drugs? That police officer who arrested him because of drugs must actually show us the things that they were talking about on the area of drugs. Let's start there on the drug issue. You know, the issue of this guy being pinned on drugs, it was an issue because in the house in question, they were suspecting that they would have found drugs inside the house of Kelly Kumar. That's what some of the analysts were talking about, that there was a suspicion that there might have been drugs that were in the house of Kelly Kumar. Kama we are saying Gininda arrested him. Kama we are also saying this case is exposing police corruption in a big way. Notlanta, you are saying, I wonder how many people he has put in jail under his belt. I think a re-review is needed. Joe Hadebe. Hadebe is messing up a lot of things here. Hadebe is messing up a lot of things. There's this voice note. I don't know why it's taking time to come. I don't know why it's taking time to. I don't know why it's taking time to download. I don't know why. But guys, yeah, it's something else.
Get a
Yeah, they are
talk
back.
for you or testify English if you can understand English well.
Okay, I'll take
If you understand it well, I'm not saying you must testify in English, because Mr. Baloi can make use of a Pedi interpreter. If you want to testify in Pedi, as the Constitution says, you are entitled to testify in the language of your choice.
I'll testify in English.
Okay.
Name and surname, please, sir.
Matsuwane Hendrik Mapagela.
Any objection in taking the oath?
No.
You swear that the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing else but the truth. Raise your hand and say, so help me God.
So help me.
The witness is sworn in.
You may be seated if you want to say.
The court, please, my lord, this witness is going to testify in respect of annexures GG in brackets 1.
Annexures GG.
Yes, GG1, the photos. You are a sergeant in the South African Police Service since 9 January 2006.
That's correct, man.
Yebo ke ngusajeni emaphoyiseni ukusuka nga-date ke ngo-9 January 2006.
And is it correct that you are attached to Jamestown Local Criminal Record Center?
That's correct, man.
Futhi ke ngise-Jamestown LCRC.
Since when have you been attached to the Jamestown Local Criminal Record Center?
Since 2008, August.
Kusukela ngo-August ke ka-2008
to date.
Kuze kube namuhla ke.
And in what capacity are you attached to the Jamestown Local Criminal Record Center?
I'm a sergeant, and then
what duties do you perform?
The duties that I may perform I'm a fingerprint expert, but I'm doing photography.
Ngiwungoti ke noma ke uchwepheshe ke kuma fingerprints kodwa ke nokuthwebula izithombe nako ngiyakwenza.
On the 5th of June 2020, were you on standby duty?
That's correct, madam.
Kuyiqiniso ke ukuthi nge-5 zika June 2020 ngake kwi standby.
Briefly tell the court in your own words what happened on the day.
Okay, on the 5th of June 2020, I was on standby covering Downs area and Alberton area.
Downs.
Yeah.
Ngangike standby ngalelo langa ke indawo ke kufanele ngisebenze kuzona ke noma ngiyikhavara Downs ne-Alberton.
Using a state phone for standby 079
No, you don't need to mention your cell phone number.
Okay.
Yeah, so what happened during the course of your duties?
I did receive a call from Lieutenant Colonel Hadebe.
Ngalelo langa ke ngangisebenzisa ke ifoni noma ucingo lombuso futhi ke ngathola ke i-call ebuya kuyena ke uLieutenant Colonel Hadebe.
Is there the witness who is just stood down?
That's correct, my lord.
Fakazi ke lona oqeda ukuhla manje.
Yes.
He then said,
what time did you receive the call?
I did receive a call by 10 o'clock.
I-call lena ke ngayithola ngo-10.
Yes.
Then he said to me that there's a pointing out that he must do, but he's at Alberton SAPS.
Engitshela ukuthi kune pointing out ekufanele uyenza nokuthi ke use-Alberton.
Then I then proceed to Alberton SAPS.
Ngase ngihamba ke ngaya khona ke e-Alberton SAPS.
Yes.
Then I did find him
with the suspect inside the room number 31.
Ngamthola ke ekanye naye ke umsola phakathi kuleyo room ke unumber 31.
I introduced myself to him.
Right, ngazithola kuyena.
Then he said to me, I must wait outside because he's still taking the statement or speaking with the suspect.
Wangicela ukuthi angilinde ngaphandle ngoba wayesakhulumisana noma ethatha ke istatement kuyena umsola.
Then I went outside and then he said, I will call you when I'm done with the suspect.
Ngaya ke ngaphandle wangitshela ke ukuthi uzongibiza ke uma eseqedile ngaye umsola.
Yes. Then he called me. I went inside the office.
Wasengibiza ke ngangena ngaphakathi.
Then he told me that I'm going to take the pictures of the suspect, the photos of the suspect.
Wasengitshela ke ukuthi ngizothubula ke izithombe zakhe umsola.
We just want to show you exhibit GG1, photos 2 up to 7. What is your comment regarding those photos?
I'm the one who took the photos.
Le izithombe lezi imina ke umuntu owayithobula.
Yes, are they the photos that you've just referred to now?
Yes.
U2 ke uyofika ke ku7 izona le izithombe ebengikhuluma ngazo.
Yes, what happened thereafter?
He was speaking with the suspect and then he told me how the suspect must stand. Then I took the photos.
Wayekhulumisana naye ke umsola wasengitshela ke ukuthi ke uzoma kanjani umsola nokuthi ke mina ke ngithobula izithombe.
After taking the photos, what happened?
After taking the photos, he said I must go outside because they're gonna leave the office.
Emuva ukuthi ngiqedile ke wase engitshela ukuthi angiye ngaphandle ngoba manje sebezohamba ke noma bazophuma eoffice.
Yes.
Then I must follow them because I was using my own car.
Nokuthi ke ngibalandeleke ngoba mina ke ngangisebenzisa eyami imoto.
Is it correct that a certain process then followed?
They went inside the car. That
Yes.
is, I do have the photos for the car. They went inside the car. There was the driver, the suspect, and the lieutenant colonel.
Bangena ke emotweni nazo ke izithombe zaleyo moto leyo kwakuumshayeli ulieutenant colonel kanye naye umsola.
So you then took photos thereof, is that correct? You then took photos thereof.
Yeah, I did.
When they were inside the car.
Yes.
Nezithombe ke zalokho kube ngaphakathi ke emotweni nazo ke.
Then a certain process then followed, is that correct?
Yes, I did follow them.
Yes, we don't need to go into detail about that.
Yeah, I did follow them, but I didn't know where they were going.
Ngabalandela ke kodwa ngangazi ukuthi baya kuphi nendawo.
Yes. What followed after that process?
Then after the process, they did come back.
Emuva kokuthi kwenzekile ke lokho base bebuya.
Came back where?
And we went back to the Alberton SAP, and then the same office that they were using when I found them, they used the same office so that I can take the photos of the suspect again.
Babuyela ke kulela office ababekulona ke ngaphambili kokuthi kuhanjwe ke basebenzisa lona ukuthi ngiphinde futhi ngithobele ezinye izithombe zakhe umsola.
We want to show you photos 26 after 31. Do you recognize those photos?
Yes, I'm the one who took the photos.
Ukusuka ke ku photo 26 ukuyofika ke ku photo 31 mina ke wayithobela leza izithombe.
Thank you, my lord. That is all.
Yes, Mr. Mgomezulu.
No question.
No questions, Mr. Nisi.
The question is where?
Mr. Malo.
I think my daughter, one question.
One question.
Yes, one question.
Multiply by 10. Yes, it's here.
Sergeant, at photo number 10, what are the kilometer reading? That is before you left Alberton police station.
Photo number 10, the camera failed me there. I can't even see the kilometer reading. I did ask the Lieutenant Colonel to write them down.
I-camera ke lapho yangiphoxa ke lapho ku photo number 10 angiboni ke ukuthi ama kilometer ayethini ngamcela ke uKennel ukuthi abhale phansi.
The reason I'm asking you this because even in my copy, I cannot read the kilometer reading.
That's correct.
By the Lieutenant Colonel, you mean Lieutenant Colonel Hadebe?
Yes.
Khuluma ngaye ke uLieutenant Colonel Hadebe.
Did he then write the kilometer reading anywhere?
Yes, I did. According to me, he did write them anyway. Yeah, you can ask him.
Ungabuza yena ke kodwa ngokusho kwami ke wawabhala ke lawo ma kilometer.
He did not take any notes. That is what he told the court. He did not take any notes during the pointing out. There were no notes that were made by him during this process.
For the kilometers, he did have the kilometers for starting of the pointing out and the ending of the pointing out. He has those kilometers.
Ama kilometer unawo nkathi kusukwa kuyiwa khona lapho nangenkathi kubuywa unawo lawo ma kilometer lapho.
Is it also correct that at photo number 25, you cannot also read the kilometers, the kilometer reading?
Photo
Number 25.
25. Yes, sir. I did have the same problems.
Na ku photo 25 ke benginele yankinga ke efanayo ke ngokuthi ngibhale phansi ke noma ngithola ama kilometer.
Thank you, my daughter. I have no questions. Thank you.
The counsel is already done, but it's not correct that he did not note the beginning kilometer. I think he did testify about that. He referred to on page 5 to a reading that appears on top there, kilometer reading, which is 80652. He said that is the start. That was the start kilometers.
Start there.
Yes.
Thanks. Ms. Chairman, any possible meeting?
Thank you, madam. As you were driving out from the police station to the scene or to where you were going to, did you see how many police vehicles were in your convoy?
No.
Angizange ngiboneke kumasiphume police station ukuthi kwakunemoto engaki zamaphoyisa.
Okay. If in front of you, how many were in front of you? If you can recall.
Pardon, please?
How many cars were in front of you when you were going to outside the station where you were going to?
I was just following the car that they said I must follow. Only one car. Other cars, they didn't check out any cars.
Angisibhekanga ke ezinye imoto kuzazingaki mina ngangilandela lena imoto abangitshela ukuthi ngilandele yona. Kwakuyimoto eyodwa kuphela.
The points that we have indicated in the sketch plan, who gave you those spots? Who directed you to those spots? There are spots on the sketch plan. Sketch plan.
Yes.
Yes. Who gave you those spots that we have taken?
I was speaking with only Lieutenant Colonel.
Only.
Hadebe. Only.
Okay.
Mina ke umuntu engangikhulumisana naye kuphela ukuthi ubani wangitshengisa lawo ma points kwaku Lieutenant Colonel Hadebe.
So you only took the spots which were directed by Lieutenant Colonel?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Madam. I have no further questions.
Any examination?
No, thank you, my lord.
Yeah. Sergeant, your stations, just repeat. You said you were stationed where?
Jamestown Local Criminal Record.
Ngiphe ngisebenza ke eJamestown LCRC.
Do you know Fort Lawrence?
Yes, I know Fort Lawrence.
Ngiyayazi iFort
Do you know
Lawrence.
it well?
No.
Angiyazi kahle ke.
So you don't know where Colonel Hadebe, together with Mr. Sibiya and the driver of their vehicle, drove to. You don't know where they drove to when they left at the police station.
No, I didn't know.
And when you ended up, where did you end up when you took the photos?
I end up in First Loras.
Ukuthi babeyaphi ke nkathi siphuma police station ngangazi kodwa la esagcina khona ke la ngathobela khona ithombe kwakuse First Loras.
Okay, thank you. Questions arising?
No questions, madam. Thank you.
No question.
Not even asking him, were you speeding or not? Thank you, Sergeant.
As a court, please, my lord, the state calls the next witness is Lieutenant Colonel Mohale Solomon Rapaju.
Lieutenant Colonel Mohale Rapaju.
Mohale Solomon Rapaju is
Oh, Rapaju.
R-A-P-H-A-G-U.
Okay, thank you.
Is witness number 90 on the list. This witness is going to testify in respect of exhibit HH. The state is in possession of a document, the names of which correspond with those of Bongani Sandiso Ntanzi, case number 2 in the matter. I've been informed, which appears to be a statement that falls within the ambit of Section 217 of the Criminal Procedure Act. I've been informed by counsel for accused 1 and 2 that the admissibility of this statement is being disputed on the grounds on which they would lay down before the court. We have, just with the previous documents, we have redacted the document. I will then sit down, my lord, to allow my learned friend to set out the grounds on which the admissibility of the document is being challenged.
Yes, Mr. Ngomezulu, what are the grounds for the dispute or challenge?
Court, please, my lord. It's my instructions that the grounds upon which is that the accused was forced to make a confession.
Was forced to make a confession.
That's correct, my lord. Was assaulted in the presence of the witness that is coming to testify.
In the presence of the Colonel, Lieutenant Colonel
Rapat.
Rapat.
That's correct, my lord. And further that the confession was not written by himself.
By whom?
It was
It
written.
wasn't written by Rapat.
It was brought. A statement was already written, so he was ordered to sign the statement. So it's my instruction that it was not made freely and voluntarily.
Is it a
As it
confession?
was
or
not-
wait. Is it a confession or a statement?
It
I know
was a
the
statement.
Statement embraces everything.
A state-
Admissions, confession. But we are lawyers.
It's a
We have read
statement.
it. We have read the statement.
That's correct.
Is it a statement?
It's a statement.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
So the statement was already written
Was already written.
and
He was coerced to sign the statement
by
by
Mr.
Colonel,
Siya asked to sign the statement
yes,
by
Colonel Rapat
Rapat. Okay.
in the presence of the police,
In the
presence of the police
presence of the police
who assaulted him
Okay, so it was signed inside Rapadu's office in the presence of other police.
It was not in the office. It was at the police station in Deep Kloof.
Yeah, well, I don't know. So it was.
No. It's wrong.
Hello?
My lord, it was at the police station, at Moroka police station.
No longer Deep Kloof.
Not Deep Kloof, I confused it with accused number 1.
Okay,
I beg
so
your pardon.
the statement was brought into Rapadu's office,
That's correct.
or it was just in the police station
It was in the police station.
where everybody just moves and goes about.
Moving, yeah,
Is that so? Not in an office.
not in an office.
Okay. So this was in the police station at Moroga
At Moroka.
and in the presence of other police.
Of other police officers.
Okay, fine. Thanks.
That is all.
Thank you.
Mr. Ntanzike, ummeli wakho uthi imbangela ke yokuthi niphikiseke le statement lesi uKenneth Raphato azofakaza ngaso ingoba uthi wena ke kwalethwa nje okwakusekubhaliwe kuwena ukuthi nje awusayinde futhi ke wena ke ushaywa ekhona uKenneth Raphato lo ekuyena uzonikeza ngobufakazi ulethelwa ke le statement esesiredi kwathiwa nje signed kuphela nokuthi waphoqwa futhi uphoqwa uyena uRaphato lokho kwenzeka kukhona amaphoyisa la ekwakuwona ayekushayile kwenzeka konke lokho epolice station yaseMoroka.
Okay, yes, Mr. Okay.
That's good, please, my lord. It calls the witness, Lieutenant Colonel Mohali Solomon Raphato.
Yeah, because there is a dispute concerning the admissibility of the statement allegedly made by Mr. Sibia.
That's accused number 2.
Mr. Ntanzi, eh?
Yes.
Which statement is disputed on the basis that it was not freely and voluntarily made. Consequently, a trial within a trial is ordered to be the procedure. As we all know, the state has the onus to prove that the statement was freely and voluntarily made. Okay. I want me to finish the recitation. Finish sober, sound and sober senses without any duress. Okay. Thank you.
That's a good case.
Name is language.
Speak English.
English. Okay, name is
Mohali Solomon Raphato.
Any objection in taking the oath?
No objection.
Do you swear that the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing else but the truth? Raise your right hand and say, so help me God.
So help me God.
The witness is sworn.
Which language do you prefer, Kene?
My Lord, will speak English.
English. Okay. Thank you. I'm asking because we had a problem. We don't have a paid talk. So, Rapadi to pay again.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks.
No, that we don't have, my lords.
Okay.
Is it correct that you are a lieutenant colonel in the South African police and attached to Ennerdale detectives?
That's correct.
Uyiqiniseka ukuthi ngiwu-Lieutenant Colonel futhi ke ngisebenza kuma-detectives ase-Ennerdale.
In what capacity are you attached to Ennerdale detectives?
As a detective commander.
Ngiwu-commander ke wawo ama-detectives.
Since when? Since when have you been attached to Ennerdale detectives?
Since 2018.
Ukusukela ngaye ke u-2018.
When did you join the South African Police Service?
1988, 06, 02.
1988 06 02 uqala kwami ke ukusebenza nanjengephoyisa.
Can you succinctly set out your career history since you joined the South African Police until now?
I passed out in June 1988, and I got stationed at Hillbrow Police Station.
Ngaphasa ke ngoJune ka 1988 ngase ngiqala ke kwi-police station yase Hillbrow.
Yes.
From Hillbrow Police Station, I transferred myself to Randfontein Police Station in 1991.
Suka ke eHillbrow mina ke ngayihambisa mina ke noma ngayitransfera mina ke uya ke eRandfontein Police Station ngo-1991.
Yes. And at Hillbrow, at which section were you attached?
I was attached to the crime prevention
eHillbrow
unit.
ngangisebenza ke ku-unit lena ke evimba ke noma nqanda ke ubulelesi i-crime prevention.
Yes. You can continue.
Then in 1993, I joined the detective service at Randfontein.
Kwase kuthi ke ngo-1993 ngase ngijoyina yona ke ama-detectives eRandfontein.
Yes.
1995, I was transferred to Western Vehicle Crime Unit.
Kwase kuthi ngo-1995 ngase ngisuka ke kwi-crime unit ke motor vehicle crime unit eWest Rand.
Yes.
2001, I was transferred to Western Murder and Robbery.
Kwase kuthi ngo-2001 ngasuka ke eWest Rand murder and robbery.
Yes.
2002, I was promoted to the rank of captain.
Kwase kuthi ngo-2002 ngase ngiyapromotha ke noma bangikhuphula ngesikhundla ke ukuya ku-captain.
Still at West Rand Murder and Robbery.
That's correct.
Ngangisese West Rand ke murder and robbery.
Yeah.
2004, I was transferred to Soweto Murder and Robbery.
Kwase kuthi ngo-2004 ngase ngiya ke eSoweto murder and robbery.
Yes.
2006, the unit was nationally restructured.
Kwase kuthi ngo-2006 i-unit leyo ke ku-nation ke yase iyashintshwa ke noma bayi-structure kabusha.
Are you referring to the Murder and Robbery Unit?
That's correct.
Kuma ngayo ke le i-murder and robbery unit.
Yes.
2006, I was transferred to Morocco Detectives.
Kwase kuthi ngo-2006 ngase ngiya ke kuma-detectives ase-Morocco.
The very same year of restructuring.
Ngaloyo nyaka loyo ke ekwakushintshwa ngayo ke izinto.
Yes.
2007, I went for TPCI, the Hawks at the provincial office.
Kwase kuthi ngo-2007 ke ngaye kulelo office ababiza ukuthi i-DPCI noma laba beziwa ke ukuthi ngama-Hawks kwi-office ke le province noma lesifunda.
Yes, and which unit did you join there at DPCI?
It was a provincial office dealing with heist.
Kwakuyi-office ke lesifunda ke elalibhekwe ke noku lokho kubizwa ke ukuthi ke ngama-heist noma ke kutunwa ke kwey'moto lezi ey'hambisa imali.
Yes. Can you just for record purposes, DPCI stands for? Correct. That's
The Directorate for Priority Crimes.
Yes.
Investigation. Investigation, yes.
U-DPCI ke umele ke i-Directorate for Priority Crimes Investigations.
Yes.
In 2019, 2018, I returned back to Morocco.
Kwase kuthi ngo-2018 ke ngase ngibuyela khona ke eMorocco.
Was it 2009 or 2018 when you went back to Morocco police station? Which year was it?
It was, 2009, yes. Thanks for the correction.
Police. Ngiyabonga ke ukuthi ke ungilungisile ke kwakungo-2009 mangibuyela eMorocco.
Yes, and in what capacity did you go back to Morocco police station?
I was still a captain.
Ngangise u-captain ke uma ngisabuyela khona.
And to which unit at the police station?
I was the head of serious and violent crimes.
Ophethe ke noma ke i-head ke kuma serious violent crimes.
Detectives.
Correct.
Bona ke abaphenyi noma abaseshi.
Yes.
I stayed there almost for 10 years.
Ngathi ngahlala ke lapho mhlambe iminyaka ewu-10.
Yes. So that will be up to which year?
It's 2019.
Baze bashaya ke u-2019.
Yes.
I got promotion the very same 2019.
Ngase ngithola ke ukhushulelwa ngesikhundla ngo-2019.
And become the detective commander at Naledi police station.
Ngaba ke u-detective commander police station yaseNaledi.
And what was your rank?
Was Lieutenant Colonel.
Ngase manje ngiwu-lieutenant colonel.
Yes.
And then 2020, I was taken to Annandale police station.
Kwase kuthi ke ngo-2020 ngathathwa ke ngasiwa ke e-Annandale police station.
Where I'm still the detective commander.
La engise-detective commander khona ke.
just want to show you an exhibit that is serving before this court.
Sorry, before you do that, have you given that exhibit you say you're going to use to all the councils here?
Yes,
Because I don't have it.
for reduction.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yes. We did end it up as part of the, but
Okay, fine.
we will make
A copy. Fine.
it will be exhibit HH. I just want to show it to my colleagues. Paragraph 15.1 has been deducted.
So all the councils have that document.
Yes, they do. Fine. Just want to show you exhibit HH. Do you recognize that document?
Correct. Yebo kule document enginikwayo ngiyayazi.
Can you go ahead and put the contents thereof on record?
That's correct.
Yes, you may proceed.
On 2020 06 19 06 15 was contacted by Colonel Kininda to say there is someone suspect named Bongani Sindiso Ntanzi who want to make a statement.
Ngazo ke nge 2020 06 19 isikhathi u650 ngaxhumana ke naye uKenneth Gininda ethi ke kunomuntu uBongani, sorry my lord, the witness read it as Sindiso but I see it is Sandiso. Bongani Sandiso Ntanzi officer ukwenza istatement.
And just before you proceed, can you maybe just set out the events that led to the completion of exhibit HH?
On the 18th of June, at about 2000 hours, I received a call from the now Brigadier Kininda.
Nge 18th ka June 2020 isikhathi kwaku 80 ke ebusuku ngathola ke ucingo olwabuya kuyena ke manje ke eseku uBrigadier Gininda.
He requested me to assist in obtaining a confession.
Wangicela ke ukuthi ngilekelele noma ngisize ke ekuthatheni ke istatement yake bizwa ukuthi i-confession.
And I agreed.
Ngase ngivuma ke.
Yes. And on the following day, on the 19th, 0650, the same brigadier contacted me after just for confirmation to say I'm still coming.
Kwase kuthi ngelanga elilandelayo ke ngazo i-19 zika June 2020 isikhathi ke ngo-10 to 7 ekuseni ubrigadier loyo waphinda futhi ke waxhumana nami ngocingo nje ukwenza isiqinisekiso sokuthi ngiseza yini.
Yes. And then I arrived that morning. He was not there.
Ngafika ke ngalelo langa lelo ke wayengekho.
Where did you arrive?
At Moroka police station.
Ngafika ke police station yase Moroka.
Yes.
I was given a room next to a crime office.
Nganikezwa ke igumbi eduze ke kwe-office noma bizwa ngokuthi ke i-crime office.
Yes. The accused person was brought to me.
Umsolwa wakhe noma umangalelwa walethwa kumina.
Yes. He was brought by Jonathan of EMPD.
Walethwa ke uJonathan we-EMPD.
Yes. He then brought him and leave him in my office. I told him to leave the office.
Wamletha ke wase ehamba ke ngoba ngamtshela ukuthi ke akaphumeke manje e-ofisini.
He then closed the door.
Wasevala ke isitapha.
To where he went, I could not confirm.
Ukuthi waphuma ke wahamba waya kuphi lokho angeke ngiqinisekise.
Yes. I then took out my appointment certificate where I introduced myself to the accused person.
Ngase ngikhipha ke i-certificate sami ekuyisiqinisekiso ke sibositshengisayo ke ukuthi ke impela ke somsebenzi kuyena ke ngitshengisa yena umangalelwa nomsolwa.
I told him that I'm justice of the peace.
Ngayichaza ke ukuthi ke ngiyi-justice of the peace.
After I've noticed that he's of sober mind.
Lokho kwenzeka emuva kokuthi sengibonileke noma sengiqinisekiseleke ukuthi ke usemqondweni ngokuphelele.
Yes. And that he mustn't be afraid
Nokuthi
of me.
angangesabi.
Yes. I asked him the language he's using.
Ambuza ukuthi iliphi ulimi alukhulumayo.
And he responded that is in Zulu.
Waphendula ke wathi uwumZulu.
Yes. I told him I'm a Pedi, but I know Zulu.
Ngamtshela ukuthi mina ngiwumpedi kodwa isiZulu ngiyasazi.
Yes, and where do you know the language from? This is Zulu.
In the early days when I arrived in Johannesburg, even my stay for the first 10 years, I was staying by the hostel.
Nkathi umshushisi wambuza ukuthi uthi isiZulu yasazi usazela phike uthi ke uma ngisafika ke khona la eGoli futhi ke neminyaka nje yami yokuqala ke mangisafika ise 10 years ne.
Yes,
10 years.
10
Iminyaka
years
ewu10. Iminyaka ewu10 yami yokuqala ngisafika nje ngangihlala ehostel.
Yes. Where its domination is by the Zulu nation.
Lapho ke abaningi ke labo abakhuluma isiZulu.
And then
Where does your knowledge of isiZulu, is it the only source of knowledge for isiZulu? Or does your knowledge derive from other sources?
that's correct. At my workplace,
Yes.
I had so many friends.
IsiZulu ke akusukuthi nje ngasifundela ke khona lapho noma ke ehostel kodwa ke nala engangisebenza khona nganginabangani abaningi.
I even took further lot of statements on my investigation.
Neyitatimende eziningi ke ngiyithathile ke kuphenyo lwami.
Yes, but if you say you had lots of friends, just explain what you mean.
Who were speaking Zulu.
Uma ngithi nganginabangani abaningi ke abangani abaningi babekhuluma isiZulu.
Yes. And if you say you took down lots of statements, what do you mean?
I took a lot of statements from Zulu nationals.
Ngithathile neyitatimende eziningi ke kubantu abakhuluma isiZulu.
Yes.
That were translated into English.
Bezithi zihunyushelwe ke kwisingisi.
Yes. Any other source for your knowledge of isiZulu?
No, I think that is all related to my work related.
Cabanga ukuthi kuphelele lapho nje ukwazi ke kwami ke isiZulu ke nomfuna kwami ke isiZulu ukuthi kuhlanganisa nje umsebenzi.
And for how long were you exposed in the workplace to the isiZulu language?
For my entire service, a lot.
Ukuthi ke isiZulu lesi ke ngihlangana emsebenzini ke sonke lesi sikhathi nje ngisebenza emaphoyiseni.
Yes, you can continue. Say you told him that you are not Sotho speaking, but you know isiZulu, then what happened further?
And we agreed that we can continue in obtaining such statements.
Sase sizwana ke ukuthi singaqhubeka ke manje ukuthi sithathe istatement leso noma ke esinjalo.
Yes.
I then warned him in terms of Section 35, Act 108 of 1996.
Ngase ngimexwayisa ke ngaye ke usection 35 ka 108 ka wakhe ka 1996.
Yes, and which law is that?
Is the constitutional law.
Lowo ke umthethosisekelo.
Yes, and what was the extent of the warning that you gave him?
That he has the right to remain silent.
Ukuthi ke unelungelo lokuthula kangasho lutho.
And everything that he will say to me is going to be written down.
Nokuthi ke konke azokusho kumina zobhalwa phansi.
And be used as evidence in the court of law against him.
Nokuthi ke ubufakazi lobo obuzosetshenziswa ngakuyena enkantolo yamacala.
Yes.
That he has the right to appoint his attorney of his choice.
Nokuthi unelungelo ke lokuthi ayiqokele ummeli ke othandwa noma okhethwe uyena.
And if he doesn't have any financial background or he doesn't have any finances, the state can afford to give him one for free.
Nokuthi ke uma kuukuthi ke imali ayikho ke ukuthi ke ayifunele noma ayiqokele ummeli umbuso ke ungamlekelela-ke ukuthi umtholele ummeli mahhala.
I then asked him, do you understand that?
Ngase ngimbuza
And
ukuthi
he,
sorry sir.
and he responded, yes, I understand.
Ngase ngimbuza-ke ukuthi uyakuzwa yini, uyakuzwisisa yini lokho, wathi yebo ngiyakuzwa.
Yes. And then I asked him further that, what is that you want to do? He said, I'm still willing to proceed in making a statement
Sorry sir.
without any legal representative.
Ngase ngimbuza ukuthi manje usukhetha ukuthini-ke, wathi ngifisa-ke ukuthi ngiqhubekeke ngenze istatimende ngaphandle kommeli noma ummeli engekho.
Yes. I further warned him that whether he was assaulted
Ngaqhubeka-ke nokumexwayisa-ke ukuthi uma ukuthi washaywa.
he said, no, I was never assaulted.
Wathi cha angikaze ngishaywe.
Further asking whether he's been promised or he's been enticed in anyhow to make the statement to me.
Ngase ngimbuza-ke ukuthi wathenjiswa yini noma ikhona nje indlela aheha noma-ke agqugquzelwa ngayo ukuthi nje enze le statement kumina.
He said no, he was never enticed. I further asked him whether he was making it voluntarily and freely.
Wangiphendula-ke wathi cha akukho nje okwenziwe-ke ukuthi athenjiswe noma agqugquzelwe ukuthi asenze. Ngase ngiqhubeka ngimbuza futhi ukuthi ukusenza kwakhe le statement usenze ekhululekile futhi kuyinto eyiphumela kuyena.
He responded saying yes.
Waphendula-ke wathi yebo.
Yes. This price that you've just explained, the warning that you admonished, was it before or after starting with the completion of Exhibit HH?
It was before.
La malungelo-ke noma lezi xwayiso lezi engikhuluma ngazo kwakungaphambilini-ke kokuthi ngiqale-ke ngayo-ke iform lena noma u-Exhibit HH.
Yes. What happened further?
I then further took down his statement.
Ngase ngiqhubeka-ke manje sengithatha-ke istatement sakhe.
But at what point did you then start completing Exhibit HH?
It was before I can start with the main statement.
Yes.
Uma sengibhala-ke lana kwiform lena-ke ukuthi ngigcwaliseke, lokho kwenzeka ngaphambilini kokuthi ngithathe-ke istatement.
Yes, you've explained that you explained various rights to him before you started completing Exhibit HH. Now, at which point did you start completing Exhibit HH?
It was after I have explained him his rights and that he was willing to make the statement voluntarily.
Ukuqala kwami-ke manje ngeform ukuthi ngiyibhaleke kusemuva kokuthi amalungelo akhe ngimexwayisileke ngawo ngichazele nokuthi seshilo-ke ukuthi lokho azokwenza noma ukukhuluma ekhululekile futhi kuphuma kuyena.
Yes. And where did you get the form as per Exhibit HH?
It was part of my stationery.
Iform lena-ke kwakuyingxenye-ke yalokhu engangizenako noma engangiphethe lokho noma lokho kubizwa ukuthi stationery.
Yes, you can go ahead and put the contents thereof on record. I think you were at the second paragraph.
Yes. Police Station, Postloras, case number 636, 10/2014. Charge murder, language of suspect Zulu, and is currently held at Police Station, Pretoria North.
Lana-ke ibiyaqhubeka-ke imininingwane ukuthi police station i-Phosphorus i-case number 636 ka-10/2014 icala bulala ulimi lomsolwa isiZulu isiteshi awayegcinwe kusona-ke i-police station i-Pretoria North.
At 07:30 on this 19th of June 2020 at cluster office with Bongani Sandiso Ntanzi, residential address 3125 Freedom Park, phase 2, Rustenburg. Telephone unknown, work address contractor, not applicable contractor, telephone number unknown, identification number is 90-1202 6197083. Apparently in his sound and sober senses appears before me Lieutenant Colonel Mohali Solomon Rapad.
Iyaqhubeka-ke imininingwane uthi-ke ngo-7:30 ngale langa-ke lange-19 June 2020 kanye nobongani Sandiso Ntanzi amagama akhe aphelele ikheli la ahlala khona u-3125 Freedom Park phase 2 eRustenburg. Telephone ayibhaliwe-ke i-address akekho noma i-address yasemsebenzini ayikho, nokuthi-ke inamba-ke kamazisi noma i-ID number 901202 6197083 bukeka-ke esemqondweni-ke ngokuphelele ephambi kwami uLieutenant Colonel Mohale Solomon Rapadu.
After the time and the date, you mentioned cluster office. What does that refer to?
It's the name from the accounting office, Morocco.
Lana-ke cluster office ukhuluma-ke nge-office-ke leyo eMorocco noma la ekwakukhona.
It's Morocco. What?
It's an accounting station.
Station.
Cluster office.
Isiteshi lesi-ke singaphansi kwaleyo cluster office-ke iMorocco.
Just mentioning full is Morocco.
Morocco accounting station.
Yes. But if it's a station, what are you referring to?
Police station.
Yes.
Ukhuluma-ke ngesiteshi samaphoyisa.
Yes. Residential address. Oh, yeah, sorry, you can continue.
The deponent was brought to my private office by Constable Jonathan, EMPD of the South African Police, and only the deponent, Bongani Sandiso Ntanzi.
Bese kuthi-ke walethwa kumina-ke kwi-office yami-ke private-ke uConstable Jonathan we-EMPD wamaphoyisa ase-South Africa kanye futhi naye-ke kuphela-ke uBongani Sandiso Ntanzi.
Can you just put your designation there under your name?
Can you repeat, please?
Your designation, the position that you're holding, just after your surname there. There are words in brackets. Just put that on record.
Oh no, you can't fill in the form now.
Yes. No, it's on record, man.
Yeah, but you can't write it now. I see it's on record, Lieutenant Colonel. You don't see it.
No. Just after
when you say designation, what do you mean?
The words "justice of the peace" appears there. I just wanted him to put it on record. If he just put that on record.
Correct. Lieutenant Colonel Mohali Solomon Rapadu, Justice of the Peace.
Yes, it's this.
Yes. Just wanted to come on record. What? Yes.
Oh, I see. You wanted him to utter it.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. You may proceed.
The interpreter and I are in the office and nobody else. the deponent is further informed that he or she is in the presence of a police officer who is, as such, a justice of the peace. At this point, I present my appointment certificate and explain what the justice of peace is, as well as the fact that I bear no knowledge of the case. I inform him or her that he has nothing to fear and can therefore speak freely, and that, if necessary, protection against any irregularity can be provided for him or her.
Eqhubeka-ke lana uthi mina utolika nami basehhovisi akekho omunye umuntu wase etshelwa-ke ukuthi manje-ke phambi kwephoyisa-ke futhi-ke okuyi-justice of the peace ngabe ngaleso sikhathi-ke sengimtshengisa-ke i-certificate sami soqobo nanjengephoyisa ngase ngimchazela-ke ukuthi-ke i-justice of the peace iyini, nokuthi futhi-ke anginalwazi noma angazi lutho ngecala leli, ngase ngimtshela futhi ukuthi angesabi lutho, nokuthi futhi-ke akhululeke akhulume nje ekhululekile. Uma kunesidingo-ke uzovikelwa-ke noma uzovikeleka-ke nakuphi noma yikuphi okungahambi kahle noma ongahambi ngendlela.
The third person is asked if he or she was informed of the reason for its arrest as prescribed by the Section 35 of the final Constitution. His answer was yes.
Wase ebuzwa-ke ukuthi-ke ingaba bamazisile noma bamchazele yini ngesizathu sokuboshwa kwakhe, wase ngaye phansi kwakhe-ke uSection 35 waphendula-ke wathi yebo.
The third person is further informed of his or her rights as prescribed by the Section 35 of the final Constitution. He was informed of the right to remain silent and warned that anything he says may be held against him at a court of law. And he has the right to consult with a legal practitioner of his choice, where substantial injustice would otherwise result, to be provided with the service of a legal practitioner by the state. If a minor, he has the right to be supported by his or next of kin or any of his choice or of her choice. Regarding number 2 above, are you aware that you are entitled to the service of a legal representative of your choice? Before you proceed with the making of this statement, should you require the service of a legal practitioner, yet be unable to afford such, you may apply for legal aid for assistance. Should your application succeed with the legal aid, the state will pay all the legal costs of the appointed legal practitioner on your behalf, and that you don't have to pay anything. Do you understand the explanation above? The response was yes.
Waseqhubeka-ke engimtshela-ke noma ngimazisa-ke ukuthi-ke phansi kwakhe-ke uSection 35 ukuthi-ke unelungelo lokuthula angasho lutho, exwayiswa futhi ukuthi nakuphi-ke akushoyo kungasetshenziswa ngakuyena-ke nanjengobufakazi enkantolo, nokuthi unelungelo lokukhulumisana noma uconsulta nommeli okhethwe uyena, la khona-ke kunokwenzuka noma kungenzeka ukuthi kube ubulungiswa bungenzeki ngendlela-ke ukuthi anganikezwa-ke ummeli noma enikezwa uwona umbuso, nokuthi uma ukuthi-ke ngokweminyaka-ke usemncane unelungelo ukuthi kube khona-ke umuntu omesekayo lapho, umuntu okhethwe uyena. Mayela-ke nalesi xwayiso esikunumber 2 la ngaphezulu, uyazi yini ukuthi unelungelo-ke lokuthi ube nommeli okhethwe wena ngaphambilini kokuthi uqhubeke nokwenza lesi statement, uma kuwukuthi-ke ufisa ukuthi ube nommeli kodwa-ke awukwazi-ke ukuthi umkhokhele, usungenza-ke isicelo sokuthi legal aid ikuncede. Uma kuwukuthi isicelo sakho-ke siphumeleleke legal aid, umbuso wona-ke uzokhokhela-ke iy'ndleko lezo-ke zokuqoka ummeli loyo ozomela wena, nokuthi futhi akunalutho wena olukhokhayo. Ingabe Lokhu engikuchazayo la ngaphezulu uyakuzwa yini? Impendulo yakhe yathi yebo.
Do you wish to contact a legal practitioner of your own choice or apply legal aid before you proceed to make this statement? The response was no.
Ingaba ufisa ukuthi yini-ke uxhumane nommeli wakho, ummeli okhethwe wena, noma-ke i-legal aid ngaphambilini kokuthi uqhubeke-ke wenze lesi statement? Waphendula-ke wathi cha.
Do you have the name of the legal practitioner, attorney of your choice that I can call now? The answer was, I do not have any lawyer and I do not want the use of the attorney, neither the legal aid board. I'm giving freely the statement.
Umbuzo olandelayo-ke wathi, umbuzo olandelayo, ingaba unalo yini igama la ummeli-ke lona ofisa ukuthi akumele? Engingamfonela khona manje anginaye ummeli, futhi-ke angifuni ukusebenzisa ummeli noma kuwummeli we-legal aid. Istatement ngisinikeza ngokukhululekile.
So court, please, my lord, we've approached the time for the long adjournment. We requested your registrar to convey a message regarding the health of one of the court officials.
The what?
Regarding the health of one of the court officials.
Yeah.
There was a request that the court official be given the afternoon to recuperate, my lord, that we adjourn at this stage until tomorrow.
Who is that official?
The court interpreter.
Oh, the court interpreter. Okay, any objections, Mr. Lobezulu?
No objection, my lord.
Mr. Mnisi? Mr.
My lord, I have no objection, thank you.
No objection.
You don't want to be shown a certificate? You don't want to be shown a certificate?
No, no.
Okay. Okay, I'm told that due to the exigency, which is the reason concerning the health of the interpreter, Mr. Jonas, it appears he needs some medical attention this afternoon. Consequently, the request that this court should at this stage adjourn until tomorrow. For that reason, there appears to be no objection from the defense. Neither is there any objection from the court. Consequently, the application for adjourning until tomorrow is granted. Lieutenant Colonel, will you be present tomorrow, available?
Correct, my lord.
Where do you live? Stay.
Soweto.
Oh, I thought you were Kopologwane. Okay. Okay, for that reason, then we adjourn until tomorrow. Okay.
Can we request that accused number one not being taken now because there are registers that we need
Be what?
to go through with them. Accused number 1 and 2 not be taken immediately to prison because there are original registers from police stations that we need to consult with them on.
Where's the officials, the orders? Are they not taking them immediately? I thought they were transporting only the accused in this court, not the whole Pretoria complex.
No, I'm referring to accused 1 and 2 only for Modabi prison and Koshimamburu.
Where's the person who's supposed to do that? Captain? Is it possible, sir, to take accused 1 and 2 to Modabi? They say apparently there are certain documents. You say
no, not to take them immediately to prison so that we can consult with them through lunch because we are done for the day.
So they must take them at what
no,
time?
they must remain. They mustn't be taken back immediately.
They must be taken at what time?
3:30, man. I don't know how long we go to take.
Is it okay, sir? Okay, 3:30 then.
Thank you, madam.
Okay, the court adjourns until tomorrow.
Right, all arise. Okay, fine. The court is going to continue again tomorrow. We have had it. It's going to continue again tomorrow. Let's see how it's going to be. It's going to be unfolding. Caesar was saying something interesting. Caesar was actually talking about something very interesting. He was talking about something that is very interesting, and definitely your views are very insightful. We all know number one and number two were beaten to make those confessions. Question is, can they prove they were beaten? If they can't, then their confessions are admissible. Then Baloy must back that confession with evidence, with the pointing out done by Hadebe. Temba, you're saying at a court of law, there you go. How could you explain something? Don't even understand yourself. You can't even read Kininda's promotion. Gloria, you're saying thanks for the day. Makumala, you're saying, Makumala, you're talking about something else. Tembelisha, you're saying no stand by interpreter. Dudu, you're saying something fishy. Seems like they are reading from the same script. Right. These are just some of our views that we actually had. So guys, thank you very much for being part of this live stream. I think we'll meet again tomorrow morning. According to what I've just heard, the court is just adjourned for tomorrow because the interpreter is actually going to hospital. Caesar is saying Siya's payday. Hakuna interpreter kulaya. Hakuna interpreter kulaya. So yeah, they are going for you know the story. I don't think tomorrow they will be there. Kenneth is saying, so what about Mjiako now? I'm not sure Mjiako, is he coming or not coming? But let's see how it's going to go down, guys. To those who got paid, you can e-wallet me on my number. Let's share. Sharing is caring, caring is sharing. So all right, fine, guys, I think we can actually meet again tomorrow, and then let's see how it's going to be to go down tomorrow. Definitely we know that something is going to take place definitely tomorrow, without doubt there is something that is going to take place definitely. So I'm signing out, and we'll meet again tomorrow definitely, God willing. We will see tomorrow. I was just checking if there is any voice note. Okay, there is no voice note here. Let's see how it's going to go tomorrow. All right, people, bye, see you.
Ngiyakumemeza nguma wakho namhlanje ngithi awukhulume mntanami, uyamazi umuntu okudubula yalazi igama lakhe. Baba kaSenzo, hlangana noSenzo, mndeni wakaMeyiwa kaNomdaka kasingile, hlanganani namhlanje. Amaqiniso ahlala oba lesikhathi sidiniwe. Othi bedlala ngathi ngoba singenamali beneyimali ezinkulu. Imali ibhadile lapha ingane kaSenzo bayazi nokuthi ifunda ngani esikoleni. Bazozenza lezi mali, bazoyenza le mali. Bayazi nokuyazi sikhatheni. Vuka Senzo, vuka mntanami ethuneni. Baba kaSenzo, vuka. Vukani nime nilwe. Ilwani manje isikhathi ukuthi nilwe. Mndeni wakaMeyiwa basingile baphingozi. Vukani emathuneni. Vuka lapha abantu badlala ngathi sekwanele. Badlala ngathi ngoba singenamali beneyimali. Hayi kwanele manje. Lezinyembe sizikhalayo zincane kunenjabulo sisazolithola mndenini wakaMeyiwa. Kwanele.
Look, we hold a view, and a very strong view, that Senzo was killed. And those people in the house know who killed Senzo. We're more than convinced. Personally, I'm more than convinced Kelly knows. I'm more than convinced that she knows something. And there must be a way she must be held accountable. But it must be done in an orderly manner so that its outcome is not questionable. Look, we hold a view, and a very strong view,